Good morning, world. It is your boy Pat the Designer back at it again for another morning of sports talk in the building. We got tons of topics to get into today as well, man. My God, are you telling me right now the NBA trade line had to go that hard for all of 20 minutes yesterday? Legitimately, all of 20 minutes. We got as soon as we get off the show, by the way, too, man. I'm telling you, we got to move the show like 3 hours that way. We got to move it like 3 hours that way so we can get that nice breaking news in the morning, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up and rocking with your boy as always, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. We do this every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you guys can't sit and watch the entire show, we're also simulcasted over on the Kontender app. Go download the Kontender app, the Kontender, where you can hear nonstop sports talk while you're on the clock. You can listen to us over there while you're on the go every morning, Monday through Friday. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us as always. Got a lot to get into here. A lot to unpack here. The CJ deal, Sabonis deal. And I'm not going to lie to you. I said on Twitter, cautiously optimistic. By the way, follow the crew on Twitter. Follow me at Pat the Designer. Cautiously optimistic that AK is going to get something done here. Cautiously optimistic. But I'm nervous. But I'm a little bit nervous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's one of the I don't know. We're going to get into all that and more as we get into this thing, man. Like I said, man, let's have some fun on this Wednesday morning. Hopefully, we make your morning a little bit easier. Let's get into these deadlines. NBA trade deadline madness. Yesterday, the two big deals. Sabonis on the move for basically Halliburton. Trying to pull up the full trade details here. But Sabonis on the move to Sacramento. And I feel like it didn't move the needle for me one way or the other. Right? Now, Sabonis with the team that he was on, or Sabonis with the team that Sacramento could potentially have, right? Sabonis with the team Sacramento could potentially have sounds great. Here's the full trade: Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Tristan Thompson. Yeah. Sending back Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, Justin Holiday. And here's the conversation we got to have, because people are talking about, no, this is a big deal. This is huge. You got Sabonis over there. This would be huge if you were going to be able to keep the team that could potentially be there, right? So if you have a team of De'Aaron Fox, Marvin Bagley, Domantas Sabonis, man, now y'all doing the Twin Towers thing. You got a couple of big men that both can pop out and shoot, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple of guys that are both very skilled with the basketball in their hand, along with a very skilled point guard. The problem is they don't get to keep that team. You've not only actively tried to burn your bridge with Marvin Bagley, which isn't a bridge that you have to keep, but you've not only actively tried to burn that bridge, but also behind the scenes, you've done everything you can to destroy that relationship. So now you got to move on from him as well. As the pettiest man alive enters the building. Thought you was going
Gang.
pinky out with that one, my boy.
What up? What up?
Thought you was going pinky out with that one, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Only the finest of dining around here, my
guy. Like that.
Oh, ooh, big sips out here. Big sips, big sips. No, I don't know if the Sabonis deal does anything for either team in either direction. Like, I guess it gives you a younger start with Tyrese Halliburton. You maybe don't move on from Miles Turner now, but that seems a lot more dangerous if you hold on to Karis LeVert. They didn't do that. So now it just feels like, hey, I moved a really good player to get back a really good player and kind of keep my team on the same trajectory it's at.
Well, they got Buddy. Didn't they get Buddy too?
They got Buddy Hield, but I mean, all right.
So they got what
they
most
got somebody
would consider
replace
an elite shooter. They got a good point guard. They got younger.
No, definitely got younger. I give them that. They got younger.
They replaced their key positions, and they've made a direction on their bigs.
But here's the thing.
And they got picks. Didn't they get picks? No
picks in the deal. Just players. Here's the thing. You got younger, but the pieces you have, or you had, if you're Indiana to me, you were in a better position with. They just didn't want to wait to make that work. It's not like Sabonis is 32. What were you, a legit point guard away from making that thing happen? Maybe.
You also have to consider,
or a good head coach away.
You also have to consider the fact that it's very possible they felt like they weren't going to be able to re-sign Sabonis, so they traded him while they could. The same situation the Nets are in. The Nets are in a situation where if they don't trade James Harden and he doesn't commit, they lose.
You're gonna lose him for nothing.
So they're probably listening to Philly's offer because it's better to have Ben Simmons and another asset under contract than to lose James for nothing.
So, yeah, Buddy Hield, nice. He's a dude. 14 a game, 4 rebounds, 36% from 3. Nice 3-point shooter, 38% from the field. He replaced Justin Holiday.
I wouldn't look at Buddy's situation or his numbers in Indiana and Sacramento and be like, oh, Sacramento has issues.
No, it's tough, and I feel bad for Sabonis, if anything. when I heard the trade, I was like, oh no.
Now, is Sacramento going to be able to keep Sabonis?
I don't think so. I don't think they think so. I think their mindset, because here's the thing, you're going to end up moving on from Bagley anyway. Sabonis probably walks. Do you feel like you can keep De'Aaron Fox with nothing? Now, De'Aaron signed there. I don't know if he got the full-on 5-year extension there. But I mean, De'Aaron Fox, is he the one piece you want to build around out there for the rest of, for the next however long?
Sacramento got nice. It's a little too late in the season, but they got nice if you think about it.
Well, I just
feel Fox, Sabonis.
They're nice if you can hold on to that team. Fox, Sabonis, and Bagley is a team. Fox, Sabonis, and Bagley is a team.
Sabonis, Bagley.
Justin Holiday over there. He's a more consistent version of Buddy Hield. You got who else they getting the deal? They got somebody, Jeremy Lamb over there. Jeremy Lamb, a dude, a body. Yeah, I'm saying like you got rid of Halliburton.
Justin Holiday ain't no more consistent version of nobody. I don't know why you said that part.
Hey, you seen Buddy Hield numbers?
You seen Justin Holiday's?
Hey, same dude.
One guy's worse. It ain't Buddy. It is what it is. I didn't
That's
realize
crazy.
Justin's been in the league so long.
Heck yeah, Justin been in the league for a minute. Yeah, Justin shooting more consistent though. That was the point. Yeah, man. 41% from the field, baby. Buddy shooting 36% from the field. Oh no, 36% from three.
Right,
Justin shooting 37% from three.
Yeah.
Hey, that point one, baby. I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong.
Dang, Buddy Hield does shoot
dog.
horribly from the field.
Huh?
Buddy Hield does shoot horribly from the field.
Oh yeah, Buddy's terrible from the field.
He got Westbrook numbers out here.
He's good at what he does. He gets all his points at the 3-point line. It's just it's one of those like I feel like the situation, if you can keep the team in Sacramento, is great. I don't believe they can keep it. I don't believe Sabonis is going to stick around there.
Depends.
To me, you've already burned every bridge you can with Bagley. The appeal of Sabonis there is the ability to have that Twin Towers kind of set up with a big man that's not like Miles Turner that can move a little bit more. Or maybe that's just more of a force around the rim. I don't know. I don't know what their game plan is. Like you watch Sabonis and Miles Turner kind of work, but not really work in Indiana. And then you were like, let's build that here in Sacramento. That was pretty mediocre. Like that almost seems like the game plan they're going with here. I looked at that deal yesterday and I was like, I feel like nothing happened here. Like,
yeah, that's what it felt
even
like.
on the Indiana side, I feel like nothing happened. Indiana got younger, but they also got worse. Halliburton's not the same level of talent that Sabonis is. Hield's younger, but like Hield's a dude.
They got better at the point guard position. Like Halliburton is going to be a better point guard than they've had.
Than Karis LeVert?
I think his ceiling is higher than Karis LeVert. From a traditional point guard standpoint.
He's more of a true point. He can get buckets though, just as the Bulls.
You know, but
like, he's more of a true point.
It's like they got a Lonzo Ball. I kind of put him in that category because I was really big on Halliburton. I would have liked him in the Bulls jersey. I wouldn't have been opposed to it.
I feel like oh no, he just got moved. I was about to say, I was like, and he's hurt. Halliburton this season, 14 points a game, 7 assists a game, like you said, good facilitator. 3 rebounds, 45% shooting from the field, shoots 41% from 3.
Lonzo Ball.
No lie, Lonzo Ball. Yeah, dog. It's like I came out of that deal feeling like, okay, they made a deal. I don't think either team. Hey, they made a deal. You know what I'm saying? Let's make a deal, baby. It's early. It's on early this morning. We should have done something with that. Had the music going and all that. Let's make a deal.
It's 6:00. No one's here yet.
It's nobody. Yeah, nobody's here yet. Hit that like button, by the way. 34 people in the building. Let's get 34 likes on this video, man. Hit that like button. Jump these numbers up, baby. Let's get it popping. Let's get it cracking. The morning show actually be cracking a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like every time I'm
7 o'clock mark.
Hey, every time I'm like, man, we should definitely move the morning show to like 11 in the afternoon. I'm like, it's actually growing numbers wise every week though.
No, 11 sounds a whole lot better, to be honest with you.
Man, I'm telling you it do, but family.
I get it.
If my daughter could raise herself, I'd be on. Uh,
You wild.
hey, listen. Hey, I'm just my goal in life as a dad is just to not be Goku.
Is this not to be what?
Goku. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow.
Just leave your kid for somebody else to raise. That's my goal as a dad. I figure if I accomplish that goal, I did all right.
I mean, if you're saving the world,
Nah, dog.
I think that's a good excuse.
Hey man. You can't die to get out of parenthood, dog.
I mean, you gotta also look at it like this.
Hey, look. The problem is he could have communicated with his son at any time because he always was talking to people on Earth. So it's like, so you just went like years without talking to your son because you
Who
was
said
dead.
who said they didn't talk? He
Oh, they
felt
definitely
his
didn't talk.
he's felt his child, his key. What you know what I'm trying to say? His
You was
chi.
right.
He
His
felt his
key.
chi.
No, wrong one. His key. You was right.
Oh, whatever.
Early anime
Chai
man.
tea latte sounds really good right about now.
Oh man, you a chai tea latte guy,
I'm a coffee guy. You got
bruh? I
caffeine in it,
respect.
slide it, dog.
See, I'm not. See, I'm not a. I'll say this. I'm definitely not a coffee guy. I like the coffees that I like, right? So I
Hmm.
like the community coffee that we found with the creamer we found. I like the combination I've created.
I dig it.
Mugs that are coffee dudes be like, oh, what level of ground is that on right there? What level of let me taste the bean. You tasting the bean, my G?
You
We had to
sniffing
do.
beans, man. The Jamaican,
Hey, you got to be
the blue
careful. You got to
Jamaican
be
Mountain
careful. You
in
can't just say
Starbucks.
that, dog.
You sniff. Oh wow, dog. Um, the Gravitas blend at Starbucks too, which is a blend of a couple things. There's a local coffee shop over here called Small Town. They ain't but I guess plug at this point. They make a really good, nice coffee as
Reach
well.
out.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna reach out. Definitely, I'm definitely pulling up. Like, hey, just shouted you out in the morning show. At least give us beans.
At least give us the bean. No, but the wild part about like the coffee world is like it goes like
Deep,
them mugs be serious, dog. Like, did you go? Have
deep.
you been to the? I don't even know what it's like the coffee brewery, like the Starbucks you dig downtown.
Yeah, we just went
Dog.
last month.
First
It was
off,
nice.
as a person that going into that hasn't been in crowds for a while and then rolling into that, I was like, it's a lot of people here. And then like you waiting for me, I didn't like it. You waiting in line for coffee for like an hour
Oh, I ain't waiting no hour.
to get a regular cup of Starbucks coffee. Maybe it was just busting that day. I'm talking about the line down the block.
No, they got a different blend at those. They got blends at that one that aren't at you. Listen, I'm the wrong guy for that conversation. For someone who doesn't drink coffee like that, you're gonna hate it. But for me, it was a pretty decent experience. Now, I do agree. You're better off getting a coffee flight. The flight was like $17, but you get 3 different coffees. You get to try all these different things.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing. And considering how one single cup of coffee was like $9 anyway, you might as well get 3 and waste it. You
You know what I'm
know,
saying? Like I'm
you
sitting
might
there
as
and
well.
that was the thing. Like I think the problem is too the people we went with were going there like it was kind of like because I guess they got like a club on one floor, or like a bar section on one floor or something. So they was
Yeah,
going
top
there like,
floor.
oh
It's a bar.
yeah, they were like, oh, let's go out there and get some drinks and it'll be a cool experience. And then I'm going up there. I pull up for the drinks. I'm like, all right, whatever. At least I can get a beer. It's all coffee flavored
It's all
alcohol. I'm
yes.
like, what the heck is this? What did y'all bring me to? So now I'm just sitting there. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was my first moment being excited about having a baby because I was like, I can stare at you and zone out and ignore all the rest of these people here. Like,
Hmm.
this is the dumbest experience I've ever gone to in my life.
I got a spot I'm gonna take you to for drinks. It
Ooh,
is
I'm always down for drinks.
it is a very. I found all these like really niche like drinking spots.
Yeah.
There's like, you know what? A lot of this stuff only works if you're with people who are like, hey, this place might be weird. We're gonna make the most of it. So let's do that. let's, hey,
Hey,
it's
you
an
know what?
experience, you
I
know.
like them. I'll say this though, like
At least they serve beer.
I like the like smaller, like a more cool spot. Like if it had been a regular like size coffee shop that was doing that, I'd have been cool with it. Because
Mhm.
then it's like, okay, I can actually like figure out what the heck I'm doing. I got time. Like it was like 300 people in that
It
joint.
felt confusing, didn't it?
I was lost.
I and you don't know where the line starts really,
And
and
then
then
and then I was hungry. So then I'm like, all right, well, like it's Starbucks. They got food, like, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
it's in the
that's on
coffee
level
line.
2. If you on level 3, you gotta go
Right.
downstairs.
I'm lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, what are we talking about right now? I just wanted a cup of coffee.
Man, because the coworker killed the coffee and didn't make a new pot. Oh wow, okay.
Oh, Prodigy said
Yeah, I saw
my
something. I
man's
was like,
threatened
what the
one
heck?
of
I
his
was like,
coworkers'
whoa.
families because he killed the coffee and didn't make a new pot. I'm no, that's serious though. On the
No,
job
I
site?
saw the word killed. I was like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah, yeah. Hey, on the job
the-
site though? Yeah, no, that's serious, dog. You can't kill the coffee and not make a new pot. We got beef.
Depends on if there's more coffee to make.
Oh, if it's more coffee to make, and like if we out, first off, if we out, now we got a real problem. Now you got to go get coffee.
Oof.
Now somebody getting paid to waste my time because I'm not having no coffee.
If there's no more like in a situation like that, which I've never been in, I've literally avoided taking the last cup of coffee, so I'm not that guy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
Well,
now this the difference. If
because
it's
I
the
make a
last
strong
cup,
cup of coffee.
if it's the last cup, I'm with it. He said he killed a pot.
Yeah,
You
so
killed a
like
pot,
if you
we
kill the
swing.
pot, if you kill the rest in the pot, you got to make the new one, right? But see, I make a strong cup of coffee. So you drink
Oh
this
yeah.
coffee, especially if you was, working in construction at the time,
Yeah.
we drinking black coffee. I mean, you want it strong, but you don't want it to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
With no cream, I mean, this coffee is gonna kill you.
Hey, listen, hey, listen, to all the construction workers out there, sometimes it just depends on the day. If you coming in and you got a serious pull, you be like, man, listen. If this coffee just like took me out, but not all the way, just enough to get me out of today.
We were doing a gig in Aurora. I never forget this, and no heat in this joint at all. So I mean, we just pretty much outside. It
Yeah.
was a asbestos job, and a mold job, and the coffee tasted like straight dirt every single day. Hold on, you got to understand this, and you probably say, "Well, that's just coffee in construction life." Nah, dog, it literally felt like somebody took a bunch of gravel, put it in the coffee pot,
Y'all
ran
didn't have a good
water through
filter.
it multiple times, and it was like here, and I was like, "This don't taste like coffee." So,
Y'all
like,
had a bad filter out there.
dog,
You get the
hey,
grinds in it and everything, dog.
no grinds. It just tasted like dirt rock. That's all it tasted like. You ever get hit with a mouth like somebody ever threw a dirt rock at you and you just didn't get that aftertaste? Like it just tastes like that. I was like, I never forget that.
Gritty. It's gritty out here. Now,
Real
you know
gritty.
what?
What kind of
I
substance
had
is that?
the worst coffee I probably had was like how my dad made coffee, but it was because he just made it, not actually paying attention to like how many ingredients he put in at any point. Cause he just drank. My dad was one of them dudes, like he would drink black coffee just straight up. Like dang near just sipping the pot.
Dog, that's a guy who had no care for life.
You know what I'm saying, dog?
I'm sorry. Hey, just for by choice, like not
Bro,
because he ain't had nothing else, but
preferred
choice.
it. Prefer on a Sunday morning, black coffee. No cream, no sugar, black. Up for hours. So I end up, I'm trying to be like my dad, go to drink the coffee. First off, you got to have a great coffee. Now, I can drink black coffee.
If
It's
it's a
got
good
to be
coffee.
a great coffee. It's got to be a great, I'm talking about like you paid $27 for this coffee.
You had the regular Folgers, didn't you?
Oh man, it's the best part of waking
You had the
up.
classic one, the one that came in a tin can.
Hey, the tin, my
The
boy.
tin
The
can. You know, it's
tin.
plastic now. They had the tin can back
Yeah,
then.
it was the tin back in the day, my guy.
Dog. All
No
right. So how did it work
Folgers
out?
in your cup. What the is this?
Hey, guess what? You woke up.
Bro, bro. So this the thing, right? So I
Hey,
sip it.
you woke up for sure.
Hey, so this the worst part, right? So I sip it. And then, by the way, caveat to all this, I'm a shorty. My dad ain't drank coffee in like 10 years because of his heart. So I'm a shorty and trying to like, oh, I'm going to be big. I'm probably like 12, 11. I'm going to drink coffee like my dad poured a cup. Ain't nobody looking. Well, I took that first sip. Let me tell you, first things first, it was like Twitchy up in Hoodwinked. If y'all ever seen that movie where he sipped the coffee and his eyes just opened up and he started. But it was also just like
You had the most extreme caffeine
the
rush.
worst taste I'd ever had. Fam, I didn't drink coffee till I was like a full grown adult because I was like, no, coffee's like the worst tasting thing in the world. But I also didn't realize my pops was out here making like mud. There's no ratio. There's no he's filling the filter to what he thinks is the same point every day, but he getting a conversation in the middle of it and come back and don't reset.
I tell this story all the time. I was working downtown. Me and my wife were bankers. So I was working downtown.
You and your wife are what?
Bankers. My wife was a banker.
Bankers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were working down. I was working downtown, and there's 3 Starbucks and a Dunkin' Donuts in the vicinity of where I was at.
Hey, they be looking like they beefing, don't they? They be like right across the street from each other.
Well, they was all jumping me collectively, but if you looked at my bank account, so no matter if they was beefing or not,
Fight back.
hey, they were all enemies to my bank account because at this point I had to get off the bus, hit Starbucks because it was closer, hit the first Starbucks because it was closer.
Yeah.
Go on my break, hit Dunkin' Donuts because technically Dunkin' Donuts, depending on how fast I need to get in and out, I could get the Dunkin' Donuts and back real quick.
Yeah.
It was another Starbucks that was headed to another branch. I would go to all 3 of these so frequently, they didn't charge me until like the end of the day.
I've done that. I've
There was
gotten
a,
that relationship. Yep.
by the end of the month, I was paying like $600 in coffee. That's how frequently I was there. They knew my speed. Hey, black eye, which is a cup of coffee with a shot of espresso. Depending on how I walked in, they knew. They knew. That's what you
It's
need.
called a what?
It's called a black eye.
A black eye.
No, it's called a red eye. Red eye.
Fam.
2 cups, 2 shots of espresso is a black eye. I could have that confused.
I thought you said a black guy. I was like, that's acceptable in the coffee world? What the heck is going on over there, dog?
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Get the black guy.
Get the black guy. And that's like what's that TikTok buddy say? I like my coffee like I like my slaves. And everybody, all the black people just look at him like, what the free?
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh.
All right. Okay. I was wondering where you were going with this too. I was like, dark joke right here, Pat. Dark joke.
Dog. It was one of them. It was funny, dog, because on TikTok you can do a little stitch thing. So it's just a bunch of black people all around him, like doing different stuff, ready to beat this mug up. And the mug just, free. Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Almost had to stomp you out there, my boy.
Yep.
Oh man, no, it's not a black guy, Bill. It's cool. It's not a black guy. It's a black eye. No, yeah, kid.
Yeah,
kid
red eye is one shot of espresso. A black eye is 2 shots. Or shot.
That's interesting. I would think red eye because both eyes can be red at the same time. That would be 2 shots. And a black eye because you normally only have one black eye unless you're just getting stomped out.
And then
I've never had 2 black eyes. That's a bad day.
the more espresso you have in it, it goes from black eye to lazy eye.
That's messed up.
Well, it's called a lazy eye because there's so much caffeine you start tweaking. But anyway, but no,
The
like that was
best
my thing.
part of waking up.
I had the first time I had that, I was hooked. I was like, you know what? I can conquer the world with this drink. And then it just started my whole coffee journey, man. I was looking at Turkish coffee. The little coffee that comes in little small little cups. That little shot right there, dude. Oh my
Gee.
God.
So you know
I
what's
had that and
crazy?
didn't have to drink coffee for like 2 days. That's how much caffeine was in that little shot. I was like, why did I drink this? They have a disclaimer before you drink those that you have heart problems, don't drink it.
So have you ever seen what's my man's name? Gabriel Iglesias stand up about when he drank Cuban coffee?
Nah.
So he basically says he orders a full-size cup of Cuban coffee. Like a what's the like the 7-Eleven coffee cups they give you.
Something about this that anytime you say Cuban coffee or something like that, when you have to give
So
it like a name like that, you don't
Cuban
order a
coffee
cup.
is like Turkish. It's ridiculously strong.
That's what
It's
I'm saying. You don't
good.
order a cup.
You don't order a cup, you order a shot.
Shot.
You know what I'm saying? Don't ask why. But you order a shot. You know what I'm saying? Little bitty cup, they bring it to you. It's real nice. So basically his bit is he ends up drinking the full cup. It's the best cup of coffee he's ever had in his life. Immediately craps his pants. Uh because of how strong the coffee is. So
You
I
lose some
had
weight with some coffee.
hey, listen, I did not to the same degree, but the same similar thing. Didn't crap my pants. Same similar thing where I was like, fam, like, give me like a regular cup of coffee. Like, you're not finna give me a shot of coffee. Like, I want to sip on this for a little while. And the lady looked at me and was like, oh, you sure? I was like, yeah, give me a cup of coffee. Like, what the heck? Cost me $16 for a cup of coffee. I did not sleep for legitimately possibly 3 days. And at no point was there like that fatigue of like, man, I'm getting kind of tired and I'm fighting through it. No, I did not sleep. And I just did not sleep.
Pat, let me ask you something. It's like a horror movie of things. Let me just ask you this real quick. You ready? When you got to the register, and a normal cup of coffee is anywhere between $2.50 to maybe $5, depending on where you are, and the price comes up at 16. At what point did you not realize this ain't no regular cup of coffee?
Hey, listen.
At what point when the lady was like, "You sure?"
Hey, listen.
Did you not think this is not a regular cup of coffee?
First off, your boy
Like,
was
no, wait, I
game.
gotta finish this. No, they said, "Give me a cup," and they handed you a shot glass. And at what point, you know what? You're the type of person that goes to the bar. You be like, "Hey, give me a glass of vodka," and they give you a shot glass. They be like, "No, I want a glass of vodka." It was like. like
Nah, see the difference. The difference is everybody there was legitimately seemingly scared for my life. Now that I think back on it, hey, it was this is the thing. It's a great cup of coffee. As a cup, it was a great cup of coffee. But
you used the bathroom like 10 times, didn't you?
oh yeah, but my system always, I'm regular out here, baby. You know what I'm saying? Great
Nah, a
colon
cup of
game.
coffee like that pulls out your entire intestines.
Hey, great
Your
colon game.
stomach was sitting there like, why?
By the end of that month was like, ooh.
Your stomach was hating you by the end of that, boy.
Oh man, but no, it was just you know what it was. It was I was young. I didn't really pay attention to it, and I was like, well, Starbucks is expensive, so that doesn't make any difference to me that this is expensive.
A regular cup of Starbucks is not no more expensive than Dunkin' Donuts.
I
Y'all
don't
just
buy
be getting the
I don't buy
specialty drink.
coffee at Starbucks,
Hey,
so
hey, y'all walk in. Let me get the double mocha, this, that, and the other.
nah,
Get
I
you a
can't do all
regular
that. That's
Pike
my guy, no
Place.
cap. That's my guy. Like he'll order a cup of coffee and be like, uh, uh, uh let me get this with the skim milk and 2 shots of this and a couple shots of that. And I'd be like, let me get a grande vanilla latte. Or let me get a grande, what's a chai vanilla chai tea?
I mean, hey, listen, I could get fancy with my regular cup of
Nah, ain't
coffee
nobody got
instead of
time,
getting a
man.
Pike Place to get uh, a vanilla blonde, a grande vanilla blonde in a venti cup with oat milk. Sometimes you want to do the like I used to intentionally try to come up with the longest names for stuff just so I could have to say it and then see them stressed to try to type it into the computer. How's that guy?
Hey, what's that one? What's that one? I don't know if it's a movie or a TV show, but Buddy comes in, he's like, let me get a large cup of coffee. The lady's like, oh, do you mean venti? I don't know what large is. Do you mean venti? Yeah, he means venti. It was like, no, I mean large. And she's like, well, venti is large. He's like, no, venti is 20. In
Venti is
fact,
20.
he said, what did he say? He said, uh uh what's the three sizes? It's like grande,
It's tall, grande, and venti.
tall, grand. He said tall can mean large, grande means big, venti means 20 in Italian. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
I saw that. Where was that?
Dog, I don't know, but it's one of the most hilarious clips ever. I say, congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
Hey, I just opened up Twitter and guess who's trending again?
Oh boy, who we got?
Russ.
By the way, thought you were done with Twitter, man.
You know, I realized that you just have to find a way to be better.
Hey, man.
You just have
Hey,
to avoid. Just have to avoid.
my boy, too curious for Twitter, y'all. If y'all on
I'm
Twitter,
not
y'all
too
know Twitter.
curious at all.
Twitter is not a place to be
I'm
curious.
not too curious at all. It's
Nah,
simple stuff that should just be simple stuff. That's not
hey,
simple stuff
that's
on
not
Twitter.
Twitter, baby.
All
That's not
right.
Twitter.
That's not my fault. Not my fault. We're not going to
That's
go
not
into what
Twitter.
happened last night, but guess what? When I hit the group chat, almost like I legitimately threw the phone. First of all, legitimately threw the phone. But anyway, so Westbrook is trending right now,
Oh boy.
and I gotta admit,
Uh-oh.
I watched that game last night, and he missed shots like I'm saying the same way I said in the group chat. He missed shots like he don't play professionally. That
Yeah,
man to
that
get
was
a
bad. It's
monster
bad.
board, create a monster, have a monster assist. Like he'd be diming LeBron up when LeBron play off ball and cut, which he need to do more of. But when he take a shot, I'm like, good Lord, that man looked like he at the Y. That man, no, that's your joke. I said he was at export.
You said he was
Oh,
at export. I said you was disrespecting export. You gotta go, he was at the Y.
that man, good Lord. That he had a shot that was so close, it still hit the side of the rim. Like it didn't even go over the cylinder. It just hit the side of the cylinder. And he was like right there. No contest.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, wow. He does look broken. Westbrook looks broken.
He looked like
Westbrook looked like he's
he's
not
not
even
confident in his game offensively anymore.
that LA is a worse place for him.
Yeah.
Worst place for him.
And I feel like it got worse because he I feel like it got worse because he wants to do so well for home because the team he grew up rooting for. And so he's putting more pressure on himself to be better. So he's trying to prove that he can do what he can do to the people that he's grew up rooting for the team with. And it's not equaling out to a good situation all the way around. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just a recycling. Like it's just, the pressure keeps building, and it's not. He's trying to do too much. Like I don't like when the heck did that bank shot come in? Like that's new. What are you adding new stuff to your game for? I've never seen him shoot this many bank shots in my life.
How about this? How about he just starts? I really need to know what his shooting routine is. A lot of this has to go back to routine. He has to go back to the coaching staff or hire a trainer or spend that extra time because he's shooting as if he doesn't practice shooting.
Yeah.
Like shooters have bad slumps, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he's on a historically bad streak. He's shooting, I've never seen a player consistently hit the side of the backboard. Just this
That's what I'm
season, he
saying
has
though. Like
more
even
clips hitting the side of the backboard from angles that shouldn't be hitting the side of the backboard.
yeah.
Like,
But
dog,
even like the side shots, like I get like corner threes and stuff like that, but like trying to bank it, trying to do like this is all like I've never seen Russ take these shots like this.
I've
I've
also
never
never
seen
seen
Russ.
Russ.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen Russ shoot a lot. I've never seen Russ shoot as consistently as he's shooting. Normally, it's like he'll shoot a couple, drive to the bucket, try and get a hard lay. Shoot a couple, drive to the bucket, try and get a hard lay,
Oh,
and
he
then all of
don't
a
get the
sudden he's just
foul
like,
calls by the way either.
I'm gonna just start driving. Oh, he's not getting no foul calls at all.
Which
Russ
is
be getting
weird.
Russ be getting beat the heck up. I really think that there's
The fix is
there.
in there.
I'm not gonna say the fix is in. I just think that because of how they're officiating it, those tougher players are getting less calls. And you heard Brian say, oh no, who said it? Was it Shump? Maybe it was Shump that was talking about it. Somebody was talking about it. And he said the only beef we ever had with Brian, he was like, LeBron is an amazing player. Like, y'all kill LeBron for the dumbest reasons. Like, he's legitimately probably one of the 4 best players we've ever seen play basketball. But the only thing we really could kill him for is you're 6'8", 260, and you be flopping. And he said Brian told him that, I think it was Shump. He said
Yeah, it was
Brian
Shump.
told him,
I know what you're talking about. He's
I
so
don't
big,
get
he doesn't get the
I don't
call.
get no calls because of how big I am.
Mm-hmm.
So if I gotta exaggerate it, and oh my God, like he was like, to get a foul call, I'm going to exaggerate it to get a foul call. Like if that's how they want to call the game, like, but you're not going. I'm driving to the bucket because I'm 6'9" and I can out jump everybody, and I'm stronger than most of the people in the league. I don't get a foul call. That's not fair. So if I gotta be extra about it, like, so I think there is something to that. Like Shaq always said that. Shaq was like, I got fouled every single play. How can you not foul me? You have no
Shaq
choice
was
but
getting
to,
whooped.
you know what I'm saying? He's like, you have no choice but to do nothing but foul me. And they didn't call it because I'm big, I'm Shaq. You can take that, big fella. Yeah, that's not how the game of basketball is officiated, though. So I can see I can see why, like I can see Russ being that kind of player. If we're going back to how we used to call things, and it seems like the NBA is, and I tell you what, last night I had the thought to myself, I was like, are we seeing more like hard, dangerous fouls than we've seen in a while? Like Ja took one. I don't know if I'd say it was dangerous. Like it wasn't a dirty play. Morris was going for the ball, ended up catching him in the face. Ended up getting ejected too. I thought that was a little much, but
yeah, I saw that.
he wasn't trying to hurt him. Yeah, you know I'm saying he wasn't trying to hurt him. He wasn't trying to take him out. He was trying to make a basketball play. In fact, you even see him when he hooks him. He's trying to catch him. He just couldn't catch him. And Ja takes a hard foul. I feel like we're seeing more of those now than we've seen in previous years. Because mugs are more willing to go after the block because every block is not going to be called a foul. Or every little bit of contact is not going to be called a foul. I feel like we're seeing more of those now than we've seen in the past few years. I don't know. I thought about that last night. I thought about that last night. I thought that was a.
Yeah, that Marcus Morris play is weird because it's not a hard foul at all.
I mean, it's a hard foul because you hook them and like momentums are going the opposite way,
He didn't
but
hook. He
it's
didn't
not.
hook him.
Well, he's going through his arm. He's trying to block it, and he grabs Ja's arm as Ja's arm is coming the other way, and so it just, like they momentums are going opposite, so it pulls him off balance. But it's not. It's him trying to make a play. Like he was legitimately going for the ball. Ja had the ball here, and he was going after the ball, and he ended up getting inside his arm and pulling him down. But I didn't think it was a, this dude should be thrown out of the game right now. Play. I didn't think it was that egregious of a play.
Ja didn't think it was that egregious of a play.
Ja
So I
didn't
mean,
either. Ja jumped up. Marcus Morris was like, "You good?" Ja was like, "I'm good. All right, we're gonna keep it going. Bet it up." You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's out of the game. I'll say this: the referees are so sensitive now, dog. Did you see the tech Brian got?
that was stupid. And LeBron was actually right. Well,
Oh,
nah, that was a soft foul.
He
It was
got
a soft
busted in the back of the head. Giannis got him in the back of the head when he dunked it.
Giannis got him on the shoulder, but Giannis was also like making an actual contested, almost hit ball. So it's like
Giannis is
y-
also just crazy. But
Giannis to me got fouled hard 2-3 times in that game.
oh, that's what I'm saying though. For these, I think we're going back to the older way we used to call it. They letting it ride. They letting it ride. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, you took a shot, you took a shot. We're gonna let this one ride. Um, what else happened yet? Oh, talking about the trades that we saw yesterday. I thought that there was one team that has to now make a decision. The Washington Wizards lost Bradley Beal yesterday for the season. And it seemed like they were possibly planning on moving on from Beal. Now, Beal said he expressed his want to stay. I think that it might be a money issue with keeping Beal and trying to build a team because Bradley Beal is up for the Supermax with them. He can sign 245 mil over the next 5. Do
I'm not
you
giving Bradley Beal 245 mil.
do you do you now go into sell mode if you're Washington? Because you lose Beal and because you were probably going to try and trade Beal? Or do you hold on to these young pieces and not try to redo it from the ground up? Because you don't have anybody on that team right now that's a legit star. You don't have a yeah, I guess you think Kuz maybe couldn't go back to being that. You maybe wait and see on that. But do you move on from Kuz? Even though you just traded for him, do you move on from um what's my man's name? Do you move on from Trez? Do you move on from even some of the young players you brought in there? You know, you got Hachimura over there. You got, I mean, Denny Avdia ain't bringing back a great haul, but do you start from scratch here? Because I don't think you have anything over there besides Bradley Beal
You
that
move
makes that
Bradley
train
Beal
run.
and then you work the rest out. Bradley Beal is the major draw. And if you're Washington, you trade him for as much draft capital and stuff like that. If you can't get a young star,
I don't think you
um,
got the room to though. People know you were going to move on from Beal. And if you're moving on from him because you're not planning on re-signing him 245, when's his contract up after next year?
well, here's the same situation. He's in the same situation the Nets are with James Harden. If you know that you're gonna potentially lose him, you gotta move him. What you get back for him at this point is just something that makes the blow hurt less because at this point, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
It's gonna hurt. You're only gonna be on the losing end of the stick at this point because he's
yeah,
having season-ending surgery on top
yeah,
of that, which normally only happens when a player knows, the team is not gonna be competitive, this, that, and the other. You know, I'm not gonna fight through these injuries. I'm gonna just go ahead and get better.
right.
Cool, that makes sense. Most organizations would agree with that. Um, yeah, I can't speculate on what they should get. I just know that I'm not paying Bill 245 over 5. I'm
Is
not
your
paying nobody in the league 245 over 5. I'm not. There's not
what's
a
that?
person in the league I'm paying 245 over 5. Y'all crazy. 50 mil a year?
Basically.
Nah. No. I know that that's the market. I know that's where we're trending. But right now, in the way that things are shaping up, the way that these stars get real disgruntled and stuff like that, you're not getting 245 out of me. I'll tell you what. I give you 100 over 2. Make it work.
Well, the
It's still
team
50 mil a
option.
year. It's still 50 mil a year. But
Yeah.
you're not. No. Here's a contract that's gonna come up that nobody realizes is about to come up. You know who deserves a bag? A big bag. Luka Doncic deserves a big bag. He's been playing on this rookie contract. He deserves a big bag. Now, would you
I
pay
thought they
him
re-upped
245
Luka.
over 5?
I thought they re-upped Luka on the rookie whatever max he can get, like John Collins got.
Did they do that already?
I thought so.
I could be wrong. I thought he's
Nah,
still making
listen,
some.
it's still listen, for what he's worth, it's still a discounted bag.
That the value he brings, the stats he puts out, except for one glaring thing on defense, but even still, that's
Hey, he
gotten
getting
better.
better.
It's gotten a lot better. He's worth probably one of the highest contracts you get.
He got to still be on his rookie. Ain't no way they signed him to this deal. No, this is a different one. Never mind. There it is. Yeah, Mavericks signed Luka to a $207 million contract extension.
I'd pay Luka
Kicks in
245.
2022, 2023.
I'd pay Luka 245. You want to know why?
He's still he got the rookie max, and he hit all the incentives to get the
I'd
max
only pay
money
Luka
he can get.
245. You want to know why? I don't hear Luka trying to go nowhere. He young as crap.
Luka
He's in
from
a
a
right
different
market
culture.
for himself.
Yeah,
Dallas is the best market for him.
yeah. Oh, he owns it. He
That's his
probably.
market.
I mean, right now he owns Texas.
You don't hear no trade talk for Luka.
No,
Luka's not happy there. You know what they hear? Everyone else is not happy there, and Mark Cuban's like, well, let them go. Like Mark
everybody else
Cuban
trying to get away
stands
from
up like,
Luka,
hey, listen,
but
hey KP, you're not happy? Sorry, it didn't work out, buddy. It's like I'm like, that's Mark Cuban for you. I'd do something like that. You have to have that type of player to do that. Dame deserves the money he's gonna get.
hey,
If
the
he's
funniest thing I seen, they had something. I don't know if it was a Dallas Mavericks dig or what, but it was like Luka Doncic, Boban, and some other young player they got down there. And somebody said, what they said, so it was like they was reading off questions, and it said, "What do you do when people, or how do you feel when people wear your jersey?" And he was like, "I've never seen nobody in my jersey. I always see them in Luka jerseys. People don't wear our jersey." Boban was like, "People don't wear your jersey." Hey, that had me dead, dog. He said, "People don't wear your jersey. They wear Boban jersey."
they do got Boban jerseys.
Oh yeah, Boban, that dude, dog. Boban is like a icon down there, dog, and he just killing it. That man's had me dying, dog. He said, "People don't wear your jersey."
Hey, I might actually move down there, dog.
Hey man, have a day, my boy. I'll come visit you as often as possible. Mostly
Might
during the
actually
winter.
move down there because this no, I'm done. I'm done. I can feel the snow. I'm getting arthritis. I can feel it in my knee.
Hey, facts.
No,
Hey, my knees start tightening up. I'm like, what? We got a rain coming? What's going on with
dog, no.
that?
I'm done. The people say we don't have hurricanes, we don't have tornadoes. Guess what? Hey, tornado, beam me up, Scotty. At this point, I don't care. I don't like the cold that
I
much.
don't know,
Beam
dog.
me up. I don't care.
See, I would be cool with that if it was like, oh, we got a tornado, kids. Let's run to the basement. Dallas ain't got basements.
They do if you build it.
I don't think so, dog. I don't think their ground can hold a basement. I think there's something with like the ground that's the reason that most of the houses are built without basements. Maybe it is that you dig where you can put it in there. You know what I'm saying? But
You know
I,
what it's called? It's called. You know what it's called? It's called storm shelters.
yeah, they got like the little the with the two doors, like when you run down there and you be like Annie M. End up getting snatched up by a tornado trying to get up in there. Yeah, dog. I don't know, man. Hey, listen, we don't have tornadoes. We don't
Well,
have
apparently you
hurricanes. We don't have
can.
alligators. I feel like I said that and he immediately went to like look up why Texas don't have basements because he was concerned.
I'm not concerned. You want to know why? What I'm gonna do? Like honestly, like when you decide to make a grown man decision, and you be like, "Hey, what are the chances that a tornado comes through and just rips through this one?" And you be like, "Man, that's like a 2% chance that's gonna happen." I focus on the 98.
Hey, the problem is it's 2% here. Down there, that percentage is not 2%.
Hey, Mike Davis, you're
Down there,
absolutely right. Chicago don't, but I've had more power outages since I moved to Indiana than I've ever had in my life. So at this
hey,
point,
that's your fault. Ain't nobody tell you move down there. Talk about some. Oh, the taxes are great. You know why the taxes are great? Because they ain't got nothing.
wow,
You move
that's
down
what
there.
you own.
You move down there for the taxes. You know why? Because ComEd ain't coming through to put your power back on for 3 days. You know what you get up here? You get power within an hour because them taxes high. Now they may
Hey,
not plow your streets.
hey, for some odd reason, don't nobody plow the streets like they used to back in the day. When we were
Hey,
shorties, snow used to hit the ground and the trucks was out there immediately. Like we didn't
immediately,
have a day out of school for nothing. Now it's like we're gonna let all the snow fall. We're gonna have a couple days out of school and then we're gonna plow. Which I
bro.
mean kind of makes sense. But I'm used to things being Johnny on the spot. I remember like I've never seen
You
King
also
Drive
in
with a
Indiana.
snowfield. No, in Chicago.
Hey,
In
I say
Chicago.
I say this: they plow our streets quick now over here. But the one thing I will say is, as a shorty, it never failed with my school. You would be called off of school on a day where it was projected to be a blizzard, snowmageddon, whatever you want to call it, the worst thing. And you go outside and it's 70 degrees and sunny. You're like, what the heck is going on? Whatever. I got a 70-degree day off of school. But when
Free
that
day.
blizzard hit, not one call to cancel school that day. Dog, it was so bad. Like our school got to the point where parents would just not send their kids. And every now and then, like, my mom would be like, nah, you going. So I would go
And be the only kid there.
and nobody would be there. And so the teachers would be like, I'm not teaching nothing. We almost want to call school off. The only reason we're not is because we can't legally do it. So you be in this class all day with like one of your friends that maybe made it and be like, man, we've been kicking it for legitimately 6 hours.
Yeah, so I was one of those kids that when something like that was happening, I didn't go. Miles would be like, "You got to go." I'd be like, "I bet." I head outside, loop around, find something to do, come back in 6 hours. Yeah, I didn't go because I knew nobody was going to be at the school, and I wasn't going to be sitting there stuck looking at a teacher who's going to make me do work that everybody else ain't have to do. Just
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
going to
we
be my
wasn't
cup
we
of
wasn't
tea.
doing work, dog. We wasn't doing work. We was kicking. We would have that one teacher. You always had that one teacher that would make you try and do work. Be like, oh yeah, get some of this work done. Yeah, I'm saying catch up on this, and we're gonna learn this. And you like,
Dog, I ain't learning nothing.
you turn your back to him real quick. I was a poor student. That's what I'm saying. That's what it boils down to.
Although I had one cool teacher who let me like experiment with the stuff in the science lab. Like she was like cool to the sense where she was like, okay, do you know what any of this stuff is? And I was like, nope, but I see you all mix some stuff with the upperclassmen. So what's that? And so it's like she started breaking it down and stuff like that. I remember that. That was pretty cool, which lets me know what my learning style was. It was very visual, very demonstrative. You couldn't
yeah,
sit there and just put a bunch of words in front of me and make sense. Um, but no, like nah, I'm not finna do all that. Wasn't going to school. I had a historic 60 days out of school, still got straight A's. Tells you about the school system. Anyway,
Hey, that was me. I skipped science for a full year. Teacher said, if you can come here and pass the test, I'll pass you in the class.
dog, I skipped a class so much. I skipped so much. I woke up one morning like a year ago. It's like, did I graduate? Like, I got a full diploma and everything. I was like, I don't remember graduating.
Hey,
Now, mind you, I ended up getting homeschooled later in my high school career, but still, I was like, did I even have enough credits for that? Like, I don't remember.
hey, mine was flip flop, dog. I swear, I don't know if I was still under the No Child Left Behind Act or what, but so I was homeschooled. My first 2 years of high school did absolutely nothing.
You got homeschooled your first 2 years of high school?
First 2 years of high school,
Oh,
but it was
that's
like
tough.
half and half. So I would go to like gym. I would go to uh uh what would I go to? I would go to gym. I would go to, I think I had like a history class in there and like an advanced science class or something. So I had like 3, 4 classes. And then I would get homeschooled for the rest. No credits. I'm talking about whatever credits I got for the 3 classes I was in there on. That's what I got credits on. Other than that, no credits. Right? Got to my senior year. They was like, you're like 16 credits short of graduating.
You worked hard all year.
No, right? But I had a full class slate. So I had to be in school all day when mothers was getting out. But I ain't care. I'm in class kicking it most days anyway, just trying to like whatever. What's the bare minimum I can do to get out of here? You can get D's and graduate. Perfect. So I do the bare minimum to get out, but I'm still like 16 credits short. It don't matter. Like you get a credit a class. It's only 8 classes in a day.
You got to go summer school and night school, didn't you?
Nah, they legit was like, my dad went in there and was like, what can he do to get the credit so that he graduate on time? They was like, have him write a strongly worded paper. I got 8 credits for a paper. hey, hey, I'm talking about wrote that mug immaculately, which also told them that I wasn't stupid. I just didn't want to do the work. They had counselors coming to talk to me like, "Hey, Pat, what's going on, man? Like, why you don't you don't want to you're not trying to graduate? What's your plan, man? What do you want to
Pat,
fail in life? Like, what's your?"
Pat,
I said, "Listen, I'm not going to college. I need these to get out of high school. I don't really care. It's like I
Pat.
know I'm not stupid. I know the basics. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. I don't need to. I don't see myself at any point in my life pulling out trigonometry."
Ain't no way, my boy. Hold on. Time out. First of all, I'm glad that it worked out for you.
Hey, it
So I'm
worked out,
not
my boy.
hating
I
by
got
any
a got
stretch
a
of the
whole high school
imagination.
diploma,
I
graduated on
need you to
time. It's beautiful.
understand what you just said.
Oh yeah.
You wrote one.
No, no,
What
no.
was it?
I understand. I need you to
How long of
understand
a
what I
paper
just
was it?
said. You said what?
How long was this paper?
I don't know. It had to be like an 8-page paper or something like that. It was like a college paper.
Finesse of the century. All right, let's get back to some sports.
Hey, hey,
Let's get back to some. I don't even
hey!
know what else to say to that.
He
I've
said
never heard of
finesse of
that.
the century.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad it worked out, my boy. That's all I can say because that's phenomenal right there. Good
Hey,
lord.
dog.
Um,
I don't. Hey, shout out to Pops, man. I don't know how in the world he worked it out. They got me up out of high school, my boy. Wrote a paper on the rise and fall of every kingdom that has come along and been a major world power.
so this is the latest in the rumor or meal. James Harden for Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons. But they would have to include a third team to potentially make it work. The third team being OKC.
Fam, I'm not gonna lie to you. Dennis said this explains a lot. First off, forget you, Dennis. um, so I'm not gonna lie to you. To me, best case scenario in the Eastern Conference is James Harden in Philly. If they're dumb enough to make that move, you're depleting your team of at least one piece that, I mean, I guess you're getting James Harden back, but is Harden going to just play the same role that he's playing right now, or is he leaving to try and be the number one on a team again? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're not going to be the number one on Joel Embiid's team. So it's one of those, like, I don't, the deal don't make sense to me for Philly at all. If you Brooklyn, pull the trigger. I do want Ben Simmons to understand one thing. If you thought them Philly fans was gonna kill you, wait till you hear what the Brooklyn fans got to say to you. Brooklyn ain't exactly no cakewalk.
I will say that he had James Harden has regressed.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I don't know why people aren't talking about this more, but he's regressed offensively, and it's one of those things where if he doesn't lose the weight, because he's apparently still dealing with hamstring issues and stuff like that, his game might not be the same.
Here's my question to you though: have James Harden's numbers regressed because he's playing third fiddle?
He ain't playing third fiddle right now. He has
They didn't even play him. They haven't even played him the
KD,
last couple games.
Kyrie, and James Harden have played a collective 32 minutes together
This season or all time?
this season.
Yeah. No, they haven't even played him the last few games because of all of the trade rumors, which is hilarious because remember, like a day ago when Steve Nash said we're not trading James Harden, and
Well, he
James
said it,
Harden
yeah, a day ago.
said I don't want to get traded, and Brooklyn said, yeah,
I love when people make it seem like, well, the coach said the coach get a check that's signed by a person too.
Hey, the coach get a check that's signed by the dude that's about to trade James Harden.
Hey, I'm pretty sure Nets ownership walked down and was like, what you mean by that, my boy? We ain't trading who? That I appreciate your candor and stuff like that, but let's not get this misconstrued.
Yeah.
We moving some around. We moving some stuff around here. Furniture
Yeah.
is gonna be moving. Now you could be a part of that furniture. You could be here, but you need to go ahead and shut up. That's what you need to like.
It's just I don't know if the move, like again, like for the Nets is a great move. You can get Ben Simmons or Tobias Harris. Listen, you're getting a defensive player of the year candidate, and you're getting a guy who's what, 18 a night? That's what they need right now. They're struggling. They don't have depth on this team. They don't have a team. They have two players. And you're getting in two pieces that are fairly you said who? You said Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons, and that's it? Is that
I
gonna
mean,
work?
that's enough right there.
Is that gonna work money wise though? How much Harden make? Harden don't make
40,
that much, dude.
40.
Yeah, but Ben Simmons make 35. How much Tobias make?
That's 70 M's collectively. There's some other stuff that's gonna have to go with that. I think Tobias Harris is the one that gets shipped to OKC. And I think they somehow get picks back for James Harden. So it ends up being like Ben Simmons and some picks.
Mm. Oh, so
Just
they just end up with Ben Simmons alone.
and some picks.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, that's a different situation to me, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, that's
The trade is fairly even if people want to look at it.
that's not bad to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'll say this, right?
For what he did on the net,
I want us to understand this. Ben Simmons can play basketball. Is he weak minded to me? Yeah. Is he weak that he doesn't want to work on his game? Yeah. Ben Simmons can absolutely play basketball though. the Brooklyn Nets with Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant are absolutely a problem if all three are playing.
Because you got two people who gonna shoot that want to shoot, that allows them to shoot, and you got somebody that's defensive player of the year, can get you boards, and can get you nearly double digit assists.
Here's the thing: you got two dudes that's gonna coddle them. In this whole Kevin or Kyrie Irving situation, James Harden has kind of just been like, whatever, I don't really care. I don't really care until he cared. Then all of a sudden it was, it's hard to win out here without a main piece. James Harden wasn't going to coddle Kyrie no more. Kevin Durant ain't changed where he been. I'm not going to do nothing to make that man do what he do. He play basketball. I play basketball. I think Kevin Durant also 110% believes I can win a championship without you. But we built this thing to win
KD and
with
James
you.
Harden could win a championship without Kyrie.
Yeah,
I don't care what nobody say.
I think Kevin Durant absolutely believes that. Like, I think Kevin is really like, it don't matter if Kyrie here or not. I'm that dude. Like, y'all better Google me. But I look at,
He practically did it by himself last season. So I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
not
I get,
Kyrie's fault, but he stepped up.
yeah. And so I think that, like, even just having Ben Simmons in Brooklyn, now the fans may not like it. They may try to get at him for a little bit, but the players that are on that team, Kevin Durant will absolutely be like, don't worry about the outside noise. Don't worry about anything that happened in Philly. You here now. It's all good. They'll hype his head up like he want to be hot. Joel Embiid ain't doing that. Joel Embiid gonna be like, get on the court. Play ball. You've been doing this longer than me. You should know how to make a floater by now.
Plus, I think mentally it helps that he has two people on the squad that has their own media backlash. Like, people kill KD for responding to criticism and stuff like that as if they aren't human. Like, I've never seen, this gang mentality of fans who be like, oh, he's so sensitive and stuff like that. If I sit there and consistently go online right now and say something about you as a person, you at your profession repeatedly, you gonna have something to say too.
I don't
Person
think
is
we
still
care
a
about
human
the
being. Shut up.
clapback. It was the hidden clapback. KD even got caught with like 17 burner accounts. By the way, KD, look before, like, if I get caught with one, I'ma look before I post it. But
Now he
KD
just respond on his regular thing.
Now he do, but that wasn't always KD. KD used to he was the burner king, my boy. KD used to stay with
I
the
didn't care
burner
about the
account.
burners. You know why? Because the only reason why I think people felt the need to have burners is because they would get killed for responding to stuff directly. So guess what? He felt the need to
I don't know,
respond and he had a
dog.
burner.
When mugs respond to stuff directly now, it's usually met with more. Yeah, he put you in your place. You be forgetting that.
Yeah, that's now. This is 2022. We first hit them burner accounts in like 2017. And 2017 shows you how life moves. It was frowned upon. Like, people would sit there
No.
and the narratives behind this stuff is just stupid. Like, for one, these are still, you have to stop sitting there saying, well, these are athletes and people in the past wouldn't have, or
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Mike ain't never had Twitter.
Mike with Twitter is a dangerous man.
If Mike had social media,
this is
Mike
the thing,
would be
right?
the worst person in the world the way he
No,
treats people.
this is why Mike with Twitter is dangerous, because Mike would absolutely use it as a tactic. He would be trashing players on Twitter.
He'd be trolling.
He would be trolling on Twitter, dog. Oh my God, we missed an opportunity with Michael Jordan on Twitter. Oh my God, that would have been great.
Some of the best trash talkers and stuff like that, people we said were mentally tough, were highly sensitive people who said stuff publicly all the time. But guess what? Because we didn't have the technology to capture all of those moments, we just didn't know.
Bro, Mike might have broke down players before the game even started.
It's crazy.
Mike would have had a whole CSI team working
young
on information
and
on
old
Mike.
heads.
Be like, how's Linda doing?
Yeah, young and old heads. Stop that trash. Like, no, you all were highly sensitive. You know what it was? You just didn't have the technology.
Yeah.
There was no access. Everything these guys do is under a microscope. Mike didn't like that to the point that he took a retirement in the middle of a prime career, supposedly. Supposedly. It's more of a suspension in my opinion. Hear what am I to say about that, right?
It seemed
You
like
know what
he
I'm
came
saying?
back at a weird time to me. You know what I'm
It
saying?
looked like he left at a weird time, came back at a
Weird
weird time. I'm just
time.
saying. Had something to do. Took all the like this is the whole thing. No, I love people who hold on to their era and their mental toughness. You all weren't that mentally tough. You weren't more mentally tough. Life was just vastly different. You weren't more mentally tough.
Nah, I think they were more. I think it was more mental toughness because you didn't have as many things attacking you.
No, they weren't mentally tough. A lot of them were mentally ill, and the younger generations was like, "Hey, that's not normal." And then
Hey,
it's like
well, I
let's
mean
be
that,
real. Like,
but
no,
I
it
mean,
just no. You weren't
what
more
is
mentally tough.
toughness?
You had different circumstances,
No,
but
what
you
is
weren't more
toughness though?
mentally tough.
What is toughness though? Toughness is just fighting through a hard situation and coming out okay on the other side.
And it's in
While
plain
yes,
language, and if you take it at that, sure.
while
But
yes,
when
I
you
agree
use
that
that,
like
when you use
it's
your
not.
experience
Yeah, I
without
agree
a
that it's not
situation.
healthy.
No, but when you use your experience in an era where none of this stuff, like literally, you all could leave the house and no one could find you for hours. Why? Because you didn't have one of these, right?
Yeah.
So like now you have athletes or who literally everything they do is there. Do you realize that the average celebrity now gets the same amount of press as Michael Jackson did in his heyday?
I think the difference is too.
Michael
It's about
Jackson, that type of press on Michael Jackson at the time wasn't
yeah.
healthy.
But it's about if you open yourself up to it. That's the thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like Brian shuts down his stuff during the year. Now, since he's been in LA, he's kind of kept it up. But Brian was notorious for that. Brian would not be on Twitter or on any social media until after the season.
Well, Brian is also still one of the most talked about people, period. And so
Yeah, but if the
he's
only
done
time you
great
hear
with
about
it.
it is if the only time you hear about it is when I turn on ESPN,
He's
you
done
know what I'm
great
saying?
with it.
Like it's about what you open yourself up to. It's a lot of celebrities that be like, and that's why a lot of these mugs don't run their accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all think Lil Wayne runs his social media account?
Lil
Have
Wayne
y'all
don't
seen?
care.
Have y'all seen some of the stuff? Like, did you? What was it? Like they had him like they paid him something to support like something with the Trump campaign or something like that. And how it was worded, you was like, Wayne didn't say this. There's no way Lil Wayne wrote this out. It was like it behooves me to think that it was like I was like somebody sent him a pre-written text and put Maine at the end of it and was like, yeah, put this out and say that you said it. Like that, you know how many celebrities don't run their accounts because they don't want to deal with looking at it.
Hey, Lil Wayne didn't even know who some of the hottest people in the game was. That's how locked. Um that's how disconnected he is.
Well, you know, he don't listen to nothing but him. He find out about music when Mac Main bring it to him. Like if you on his like tour bus and that, it's just Lil Wayne playing. So that he can know his songs.
I wonder if that's healthy for your career as a musician.
Hey, it's worked out.
It's worked out because he's a incubated generational. He's an incubated talent that turned into a generational talent. But I wonder if he opened
Now, I
himself up
will
to
say
other sounds, would he
this
be
was
better?
when Wayne wasn't running as much as he's running now. So he might be he's probably different now with it because you're looking for artists and stuff like that. But like Maine brought him Drake, Maine brought him Nicki. You know what I'm saying? Like he had people bring those people to him that are listening. So
No, but like because he doesn't listen to anyone else, right? And I can get it. He doesn't want to be influenced by those things. I think I heard him say something like that too.
yeah.
but it makes you wonder because in different, like Jay-Z admits that he has a lot of different influences that's kept him relevant and stuff like that with the times. I wonder if he would have been a better artist if he had opened himself up to certain influences.
If he wanted to do more with producing, probably. Because Jay-Z do a lot with producing too.
Mm.
So Jay-Z, like on the music side, is getting involved with it. It's not just Timbaland and Kanye feeding them beats all the time. So like, I think if you want to do more with that, and even Wayne, like Wayne come up with a lot with a good chunk of the music, and he just have Mac turn it into something. But Wayne's not the one sitting there doing the mix and getting everything preset and all this. You know what I'm saying? Wayne is, hey, I'm pulling up, I'm pulling up, I'm rapping, and I'm going back to doing what I was doing before this. I'd rather
Give me
have
one
other
second.
people. Them cats making pancakes up there, man.
I don't know what's happening.
Hey man, we gonna keep it going, man. First things first, we appreciate y'all for tuning in with us, man. It's a great time to do the read. I appreciate everybody who shows up to the morning show. If y'all can, man, hit that like button for your boy. Every like that we get, man, just grows this thing. If y'all haven't told at least one person, we got 65 people in here. Tell at least one person about the morning show. Share the channel to them. We're trying to get this thing to 25,000 before the end of the year, man. If we can get to 25,000 subscribers, we on a different trajectory out here, man. So we're trying to grow it. We just crossed 12. Let's keep this thing growing, man. Appreciate you guys for pulling up. Also, if you can't stick around, you can listen over on the Contender side of things. This is a simulcast, the Contender, where you can hear nonstop sports talk while you're on the clock. And they're doing a giveaway right now. Have you ever been at a party looking for a bottle opener? Well, now you can get one from the Contender. As you know, our show airs on there, and you can listen to our to our show streaming or on demand on the Contender app anytime. Now as a thank you, they're giving away a keychain bottle opener. I'm gonna tell you right now how to get yours. Head over to the Apple Store or Google Play Store. Download the app, The Contender, spelled as it is on the screen here. Take a picture of your home screen, put your name and address in an email, and send it to thecontendersports@gmail.com. Or you can send it to the information in a Twitter DM to either at the Contender or at the WC Breeze account. Appreciate you guys for showing love over there, man. Get your free bottle opener, free. Shout out to everybody who shows love, man, to the channel, and shout out to everybody that pulls up every morning, man. You know what I'm saying? I agree that we got something big coming here. I think you guys agree that we got something big coming here, so we're trying to grow this thing out as much as we can. Trying to grow it out as much as we can. Shout out to y'all. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going with some sports talk. As we got so much to talk about that we still didn't get to. Looking at trades that happened yesterday. Everything good, my boy?
Yeah, we good.
CJ McCollum was traded yesterday for a bag of hot fries and a churro to the New Orleans Pelicans. Are the Pelicans in a better situation than when they started? Are the Pelicans an improved team with
Yes.
CJ McCollum?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you this. They're going to give up 157 points a game, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Portland's not in a better situation, but yes, Pelicans are in a better situation. And to me, you could actually do something with BI and CJ. Because I'm not expecting them to have Zion. I'm not expecting them to be healthy, and for two, I'm not expecting them to stay in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So for what they gave up to get CJ, and by retaining and still keeping BI so far throughout this trade season, yeah, they got better. They absolutely got better. Now Portland again. Have no idea what's going on.
What is happening in
I
Portland?
have
And
no
here's the thing,
idea.
right? So we've seen Portland has moved off of a lot of pieces here. They moved off of Norman Powell and and Robert Covington. Then they moved off of CJ McCollum. Who all was a part of that deal? CJ. Who else went down there? I got to pull that up.
I got you. No worries.
I know we had it. We had it. I had it pulled up.
I can't
I had
believe.
it in my mind, and then I heard my wife upstairs. I'm like, "What's going on up there?"
Hey man, you hear them sounds, you be like, what the?
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? You know, Coda walk like a grown man.
So they got CJ McCollum, Larry Nance Jr., and Tony Snell for Josh Hart, Thomas Edemraski, Nikhil Alexander Walker, and a 2022 first round pick in a second. I mean, they got a bunch of guys and some
The
picks
pick
back.
right now that they have is a top 10 pick. The 2022 pick that they have right now is a top 10 pick. It's 9. But you would think CJ McCollum makes them better.
They're trying to go for a major name. They really are.
And here's the question mark on Portland now. Like the video if you agree. It looks to me like Portland's trying to build it like how the Bulls did this season. I feel like the NBA, we already know, is a copycat league. Portland looks at what the Bulls did and says they bought that team. And in a sense, we did. Paid Caruso in free agency, traded for DeMar DeRozan, paid Lonzo Ball. We bought the team.
You got to do that nowadays.
I don't understand the point of view of we're going to go out and we're going to rebuild around Dame unless you're not planning on bringing Dame back at all this year. But it seems like that's their game plan. They're going to come into the offseason. We're going to buy pieces. We're going to get we've got a nice piece in Simmons. We've got a high draft pick here, hopefully finishing out the rest of this season.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to buy the players that we're going to need to come in here. Here's my problem with it. No one's picked Dame before. Why would they do it now? And not so much Dame, but Portland. The biggest name free agents we've heard going to Portland in the last 10, maybe, probably 10 years is Nick Batum. Maybe wasn't
Say that again. What was the question again?
The biggest name free agent that went to Portland. Not Nick Batum, my bad.
Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, but at that time it wasn't big.
Speak for us. Portland tried to do what Golden State did. They tried to keep the pieces and develop them. And they did a decent job. Listen, Portland still made themselves. They had winning records. I think they stuck with their coach too long.
Yeah.
They stuck with that coach way too long. But health was their issue. Portland, let's not make it seem like Portland wasn't competitive. They were very competitive. Unfortunately, outside of one particular playoffs where they ran into AD and Boogie and Rondo, they got smacked by Golden State twice.
Yeah, no, agreed.
I'm okay with you losing to Golden State twice. You know
No,
what I'm saying? Like,
no, that I get, but what I'm saying is like I'm just talking about their plan. Listen, you can build a good team and not win. The Bulls could never win a championship and have a good team. I think Brooklyn might be looking at possibly not getting a championship with the team they built. What I'm saying is their plan, as it's
you could
been
be Utah.
reported, their
Someone has
plan
to be Utah.
their plan, as has been reported, is that they're gonna retool, rebuild around Dame. Who's going?
You know what? In today's league, somebody will go. I saw a name in the chat that said Bradley Beal. You want to know why I say Bradley Beal would go? He's already in a market that's very similar. He's in Washington. He's being loyal to Washington. Who goes to the Wizards? Where people went. They've had some big names come through.
But Bill's a trade this offseason. Bill would have to be a trade, right? He's still signed right now, right? He's not a free
However
agent
it
next year.
works out. I'm just saying, like, but
Hey,
that's
hey, any pieces you had that you was gonna give up for him, gave them away.
well, guess what? Washington's in rebuild mode too. And since they are in rebuild mode, guess what? I'm gonna throw this out there. Just because the numbers work, makes sense, and he's playing a true position. I would grab Kyle Kuzma if I was looking at what they got going on over there because he's
Hey,
playing a true power forward position.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought about that if they blowing that thing up. You know what I'm saying? If they
Hey,
blowing
listen.
that thing up. Hey, yo, AK, get on the phone, baby. Make the call.
You got a connection.
Make
Him
the
and Lonzo worked
call.
out well. Y'all go look at Kuz's numbers. Them rebound numbers is looking good. Guess what? I need
That's all
rebounds.
I care about. I don't need them shooting. I don't want to see you shoot.
Hey, the thing is, he ain't doing too bad on shooting.
Nah, he's shooting like 28% from three.
But he's shooting 45% from the field.
Hey, I like that. I like that. Go down low. I want to see you shoot.
You know what I like? I like the fact that you're giving me 17 and 8. That's what I like. 17 and 8 on $13 million contract. That's what I like. Hey.
The question is Washington, and that's why I asked it earlier, is Washington in blow it up mode or is Washington in, all right, I mean, Kuz is what, 28?
Well, shout out 29? To Baki for always, no, he's like 26.
I thought he was,
these
because I
dudes
thought
are young, man.
Ain't Tatum. I thought Tatum is 26. Kuz is older than Tatum. I know that. Kuz like 2 years older than Tatum.
I'm gonna be honest with you. They under 30. It don't matter. They under 30. And in today's league, they could play for another 7 years if them joints, if they 30. Guess what? All I'm looking at is the fact that all them
26. Go get them. AK, make the call.
Go get them.
AK, make the call.
Lonzo, Alex Caruso,
but
Kuz.
that's why I asked the question. Do you, dog, and Lonzo and Kuz played together?
Dog, this chemistry is already there. Stop playing with your boy. Go get that man.
Hey, we out here playing checkers trying to figure out what AK doing. AK out here playing chess, baby. And AK we trust. We hope.
I don't want Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't need a Spencer Dinwiddie. I need rebounds and interior presence. And Kuz went out there, was like, I guess I got to play a power forward. Well, guess what? He playing a power forward and he getting boards. Nah, I want them boards, baby. I want them boards.
Yeah.
I'm on a $13 million contract.
Shay said Kuz don't play defense. Don't nobody on this team play defense. I don't know what to tell you. There's 2 dudes on this team that play defense, apparently. Hey, look, I'd rather be winning the rebounding battle trying to figure out how to make a play on the other end than
I love that because guess what? According to everybody, Marvin Bagley don't play defense. According to everybody, Miles Turner ain't really a good defensive player, despite the fact that he was almost in the candidate for defensive player of the year and 4 blocks a game and all that. It's a lot of people that supposedly don't play defense. Guess what? You can't have it all. I need the boards. Give me the boards.
Welcome to the 2022 NBA.
Trez don't play defense.
Hey, the best defenders in the league are.
Trez don't play defense.
Now Trez really don't play defense. Hey, Trez don't play no defense. Trez be like, hey, look at him go. Oh, I'm supposed to stand in front of him.
We want premium talent for nothing. Guess what? Not gonna happen.
Hey, I swear I love that about every fan base, bro. Like it's not just Bulls fans, it's every fan base. For some reason, we think our talent is worth so much. We be like, hey, let's move this dude. And what we gonna trade for him? Oh, we could trade him end of the bench name, a old banana peel, and a three-legged dog. And be
But
like,
hey, hey, no, here's
why?
here's what I want y'all to realize. I'm not even gonna say the names. All star, all star, all star, potential all star, potential all star, rookie of the year candidate, bench piece, bench piece, bench piece, bench piece, and we be like, yeah, we can't trade these bench piece, bench piece, bench piece, bench piece. No, they're bench pieces for a reason. Guess what? They're tradable. You have a deficiency on your team with the all-star, 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 potential rookie of the year. Guess what? You get rid of your bench pieces
Hey,
for other guys to fill the deficiencies of your all-stars and potential rookie of the year candidates so that you can be competitive and you shut up and be happy about it. That's what
now
happened.
you do need a bench, but I'll tell you this. I'd rather have Kyle Kuzma in the building than not. I would rather have Kyle. What if we called it? What if we called it right now?
Dog, we did call it. We
What if
called
we?
Lonzo. We called Lonzo.
No, I'm saying, what if we just call Kuz right now? That'd be crazy.
I can foresee it.
hey,
I think that
hey, get the networks on the phone. Tell them to fire the talent because we doing it right here on the morning show, man. Stop playing with us.
I need boards and the ability to score. And guess what? Kyle Kuzma been doing it if you've been paying attention.
Kyle Kuzma's also learned his game. If you look at Kuz, first off, the sad part is he learned his game against us, but he learned his game, and I think Washington learned his game as well. Kyle Kuzma down low in the post is a problem. He's good on the putbacks. He's good on yeah, I'm saying he's good when first off he can handle the ball like a point guard. So that's really nice. And then down low, back to the basket, spin move lane. Stan, who you gonna trade for him? That's a great question. But at this point, Washington is probably in rebuild mode.
And we was trying to
Unless you
give up
and that's the question. Are they going to rebuild around their 26-year-old who's balling? That's also on the table as well.
That's possible.
I could absolutely see them saying, no, Kuz has never had a shot to be this dude. He's showing us that he's this dude. We're going to rebuild around the 26-year-old that's 26 and 11. And maybe because of that reason, you don't move on from Bradley Beal. Because
No,
you've got a
you move on.
combination of
You
you've
move
got
on
that
from Bradley Beal.
combination.
You move on from Bradley Beal. You know what? It's two things I totally disagree with when it comes to like, these players. If I'm Portland, I'm trading Dame. And I'm not trading him because he's bad. I'm not trading him because I think he's trash. I'm trading him because it's the right thing to do for the player.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have to break it to him. You always have a home here. But where we're going and where your career going, they just don't add up.
Yeah,
We have to
I don't
if we're gonna
I don't get
rebuild,
it.
let's just full rebuild. That's where we're going. We need to get you in a better situation. I would trade Dame. I really
Now,
would.
I
Bradley
will
Beal, I
say
would do the same thing. I would
I
say
will
Bradley,
say the
it hasn't worked.
I will say the money's at least like at least the part of Portland's plan that I don't have faith in is people wanting to be in Portland.
Which is why I would trade Bradley Beal. I mean, that's why I would trade Dame so I can get draft capital to really try to rebuild. They're
Right,
on a
but
5 to 6 year rebuild. I don't care what nobody says. You retool around a talent like Dame's. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Nah. And you can trade a player that had surgery.
well, this
You
the thing.
can trade a player that's
You could
having
trade a
surgery.
player. You could trade a player that is injured. The Bulls got Zach LaVine off an ACL injury. The thing that
That was a risky
is
trade, by the way, that we don't give any credit to. It worked out, but that was a risky trade.
we give. It's tough to. Yeah, you know what it is? It's not as lopsided as Bulls fans would have hoped. It was an even trade because you drafted Portland. You got Chris Dunn, not even
Mhm.
in the NBA no more. You got Zach LaVine. If you had drafted well at 7, you win that trade. Instead, you basically just gave up Zach LaVine for Jimmy Butler. So
You
it ends up being
Yeah.
even because Zach LaVine also developed into the same.
You know where Portland went wrong? They let Sabonis go to Sacramento.
I
Sabonis coming to Portland. Dame has never had a big that he could rely on.
I don't think the Portland didn't have the youth. I think that's why that deal didn't get done. Because
Dog,
I know they were talking with him.
Portland has C.J. McCollum, Norman Powell, and yeah, Indiana's a little younger, but those two are certified bucket getters. They would have been in a much better competitive situation.
Yeah, but I think what Indiana's game plan was is what they've shown you. We want draft capital. We want to get younger. And because what's CJ? CJ 30 years old. You trade for CJ, you trying to win right now. They not.
How old is Norman Powell? Ain't he 28?
Probably somewhere around that. That sound about right. But even that,
That's
when you
still
get
relatively. Yeah, he's 28. Those are relatively young.
yeah, but when you get your team to the point where it's going to be good enough to compete, they'll be probably 30, 31. Now you
That's
hoping that
not old.
it's not old, but
DeMar DeRozan is 33
but the thing is, if you trade for
today.
right, but let's be real. Are we getting 4 years of this level of DeMar?
No, you're misunderstanding. DeMar's 33. You
Right?
could get another 2-3 years of this level, DeMar. Absolutely, you could,
Yeah.
and it makes it worth it. What I'm saying is, you get someone 28, 30. Like I'm no longer using the age thing as a factor because we have people who are playing 37, 38 right now,
Yeah,
and
but you're
some
still
of them.
talking about the problem is you're talking about building your team around a player that by the time your team is good, you've got 2 years to get it right. So like Norman Powell, like I said, by the time that team gets to the point where it would be good around Norman Powell probably be 30, 31.
What's the
It's going to
point?
take a couple years.
Okay.
That means we built this entire team around a player that probably has 3 years left. And we're going to be rebuilding again in 3 years. Because we built this entire team to be good around him. Like the Bulls, as much as the Bulls are built to be good for multiple segments of years. I like how AK built the Bulls. Bulls are built to win now, and they're built to win in the future if your pieces develop into the right kind of pieces. I would like to see him add some pieces in there, but I don't want to lose your entire youth. You know what I'm saying? You got Io DeSumo in the building. Yeah, by the time Lonzo's 30, Io's going to be 23. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the hard part about it. So I get why Indiana did what they did because if you bring in a Norman Powell or a CJ McCollum, you have to win this season, next season after that. Or otherwise you're starting to get to the point where you're like, okay, how do we find these young guys to get in here? Now, I don't agree with what Indiana did. I'm not gonna lie to you, unless you just felt like you couldn't keep Sabonis. You find a way to make that work. It's so weird to me, dog. Like, we always look at the players didn't work well together. But there's got to be a system. Now you got to get the right coach to have somebody to buy in, but there's got to be a system. that helps players work well together. Not the same system, but a system for each thing, right? Sabonis and Miles Turner are different enough
For it to work.
for it to work. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are different enough for it to work. But
CJ
because
and
we
Dame were different enough for it to work. They just didn't have good coaching. I think Terry Stotts was a horrible coach for that crew. I'm not saying he's a horrible coach, but for that crew, I didn't think it
yeah.
was right. And I said
And
that by like
so
the third season. I was about to say this got to change.
like that's my thing. Like even right now, like I get you got to give these mugs a chance, but you're legitimately like we're still talking about Boston possibly moving on from Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. We're
You,
still
you,
talking about. We just saw Sabonis get traded from Indiana. Like you lost a player that is what do we say? He's third best big man in the NBA. You just traded the third best big man in the NBA for some maybes. I like Halliburton.
nah,
He's a
Halliburton
maybe.
gonna be nice.
I,
I
he,
ain't gonna give you no
I
maybe
think
like
so
that.
too. But
He
it's
lines the
it.
ball already. If you look at it statistically,
Yeah, I think he's going to be really nice for Indiana too. But you traded the third best center in the NBA for Tyrese Halliburton and Jeremy Lamb and Buddy Hield. So two dudes and a nice young guy. Because your head coach couldn't make it work. Couldn't figure out a system that makes them work. Like I can't believe that like good talent doesn't work well together.
it's
You
very
got to
possible.
find that system that makes it work.
No, it's very possible, and you don't always have it. It's not just we have to look at these people as what they are, people,
Yeah.
right? It may not work for them, their attitudes and stuff like that, which is why I'm also not real big on having too much young talent to develop while trying to have a win now mentality. You can't. It doesn't normally happen that way to the point where that young talent reaches their peak or their full potential. It doesn't. There's not many instances in which we can say that unless the entire system was catered around that young core. Golden State is one of them. Golden
Golden
State is
State.
the last one that you can think of that built around a young core and rode that wave all the way up and was handsomely rewarded for it. Outside of that, you've had a lot of maybes, you've had a lot of good flashes in the pans, but
Yeah.
it's never really worked. So that's when I say you can't say development and win now in the same sentence. Right now, we are poised to try to make a run to win now. You know what that does? You have to have a couple guys who are young enough to compete and willing to do the grind, but you can't sit there and say, well, this person's going to develop. Like Kyle Kuzma was never going to be like, I still think Kyle Kuzma has not hit his peak, but Kyle Kuzma was never going to be the Kyle Kuzma he needed to be with LeBron.
No.
Lonzo wasn't the Lonzo he needed to be with LeBron. AC wasn't the AC he needed to be with LeBron. You can't have develop and win. Well,
AC
guess
was
what?
AC was that dude defensively with Brian.
The Lakers was like, hey, we want to win now. They had a nice young core. What happened to the young core?
They blew it up.
They traded them. All of
Yeah.
them. Literally, all of them. They traded
Yeah.
them. And
They
each one
blew
of
it up.
those people went on to have to develop and show out. BI is an absolute all-star who doesn't get all-star nods because
I,
he's in
I
New Orleans.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I get you got the championship in the hand, but I think they screwed themselves out of a lot of good basketball out there.
They did.
I think they screwed themselves out of it. And this is the thing. To me, like the championship in the hand is you got it. Brian got you your ring. Lakers are back on top.
Well, they
I
got it for Kobe.
they got it for Kobe.
They got it for Kobe.
They
They
would,
were competitive immediately after Kobe died,
but I don't know.
or
I
around the
can't say that
time of it.
because the moves were made before Kobe ended
Before
up
he,
passing
yeah,
away. So the team was already put together. Like Kobe went to some games that year. So
yeah, you're right,
the
you're right.
team was already put together. The problem is, or what I say is like you're going to be bad. They're going to be bad for a while. They're going to lose AD probably. They're
Mm.
gonna Bron's gonna end up retiring.
I
What you
think
got
Bron
there?
retires first. Or
I think
Bron
Bron
gets
retires
moved.
first.
I think Bron
Yeah.
gets moved. AD stays. There's no need for AD to go unless he comes home. There's no need for AD to go
I
anywhere.
mean, we've already seen that when the losing situation get too bad, he's not opposed to getting up out of there. And
Well,
AD doesn't have. And does AD have that same cachet as Brian to bring people into the building like that? Yeah, I'm saying, are you bringing people that? Now I say that in LA, it's a lot easier. Hey, come play for the Lakers. Like that's really still a thing. Like how Bulls fans think come play for the Bulls is a thing, and maybe it is now. Like come play for the Lakers is really still a thing. Like, hey, you want to come play for us? Why? We the Lakers. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Let's do it.
I mean, there's no better place to build your own personal brand while having a phenomenal basketball career than a
Yeah.
major city like LA.
Yeah.
If you can make it in LA, you're like basketball royalty.
AD need to just let the fro go crazy and just start rocking headbands.
I'm cool
He'll be
on
the
the whole.
he'll be the man there forever.
No, he be Jared Allen.
He be Jared Allen.
That's what it is. I'm good. I'm
Hey,
good.
no. He wouldn't be Jared Allen because like he's still AD. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hey,
that's still 25 and 11 over there, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's down
I,
a little bit now with Brian, but AD by himself, that's still 25, 26, and 11 over there, baby.
but if you look at the format for most teams, you know, Portland for intents and purposes, they tried to do it. They really did. They drafted CJ. They drafted Dame, and they really tried to ride the wave.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they were late to the game. Late in the sense of Clay and Steph were already rolling.
yeah.
So now what do you have to do? They have to choose a direction. What are we all saying with the direction that they're going? If you're gonna blow it up, blow it up. You gotta move Dame and just do it. Everyone's saying it. Like literally, the world is saying it. It ain't just us. The world is like, hey, get him out of there.
But
Right? Get
it's
him out of there, get him somewhere competitive. It's so bad now that we want him on the Lakers because we
yeah.
just want him to
Well,
be
I
in
don't
a
want
good
him on the Lakers.
situation.
I don't want him on the
I
Lakers.
want him to be in a good situation. I want
I
him to be
want
in a
him in a good
situation that has a
situation, but
remote chance of winning.
yeah, I don't think the Lakers is a good situation. I think that I would rather see, well, as a Bulls fan, I wouldn't rather see Dame nowhere. But I would rather see Dame out east on a Philly or something like that than see Dame on the Lakers.
I low
But
key
to
can
me,
see
like,
Dame going to Toronto for some reason. Dame is
nah,
one of
because I
those
like my boy
guys that would
Fred. I like Fred up there, man. Let Fred live, man. Let
I
Fred
can see
live.
Dame in those areas like that. I can see Dame. I definitely can't see him in ATL.
I can see
I could
Dame in a loyal
Boston. I can see
area.
him in Boston.
Small market area. Oh my God, Damon, fam. The one team that has the now I don't know if they got the money to make it work. You'd have to get rid of Jaylen Brown. You'd have to get rid of Jaylen
Nah,
Brown.
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart making that much?
Marcus Smart.
First off, you're getting 5 picks out of him.
You ain't
I
getting
got
us 5
nothing but
picks.
picks. You're getting 5 picks out of him.
You're not
I
getting 5
finally got a
picks.
big man in Robert Williams.
Hey, you can't even trade 5 picks. What are you talking about?
No, they ain't all got to be first rounders. You can't trade 2 first rounders, or you can't trade more than 2 first rounders. I seen some second rounders in there too. But I'm unloading that mug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Marcus Smart signed a $50 million contract with fully guaranteed at that point too.
So
Look at
what we
that.
talking about? We talk about what we up to. We still short.
No, we short. We short a lot, dog.
We still short a
We
lot.
short a lot.
You would have to get rid of Brown to make the deal work. See,
You know what? I've never done this live. I'm gonna do it live right now. Guess what?
Trade
Let's hit the
machine.
trade machine.
Trade machine can make anything work, dog. Trade machine be like Troy Brown, Tony Bradley, Dame Lillard. Done deal. What?
Well, here's the thing. You know I'm a data guy. If you put in bad data, you're gonna get out bad data.
Yeah.
So it's not the trade machine don't work. It's that the person using the trade machine normally
Yeah.
puts in BS, thinking that they gonna get a fleece, and that someone's dumb enough to do it. It's like,
It
nah, you
works.
got to
Be like,
put
it
in
don't
good
work
defense.
for the basketball team that you're trying to make the trade with. No, the
It works when
interesting
you're
thing.
playing 2K and you're just trying to trick the computer. You know,
No, when you playing 2K and you and you turn force trades on. You know
Forced
how many
trades.
teams I built as a shorty with forced trades? Kobe was on every one. Who'd you trade Kobe Bryant for? Kirk Heinrich. Straight up, how'd you make that money work? Forced trade. What's the salary cap? Now what I was gonna say though. No, I don't know. Like the interesting part with the whole Dame deal is Dame or is Portland going to think that they're not a desirable destination? What'd you make work?
Dame Lillard for Al Horford, Dennis Schroeder, and some picks.
Yeah, that's that bullshit, dog.
I just want to make the money work. They probably gonna waive Al Horford. Dennis Schroeder can do whatever you want to do, but you
gonna
get
get dumb money off
you
of it.
get
Yeah,
Dame.
you get Dame, you get all the picks. If you could get something like that to work, I would love to see Dame in that situation because they got a big man, and which I think has been the weakness of theirs. Like to me, they've never realized, hey, when was Dame the best he ever was? When he had a
LaMarcus
big
Aldridge.
man that was dominant at both ends of the court. You telling me Dame Lillard with LaMarcus Aldridge was dominant? The gall of that, the unmitigated gall for you to say
Why
something
did that
like
not work out? How
he
did he
got
end up
hurt.
in?
LaMarcus ended up getting hurt a lot. He got hurt in the playoffs.
They would. You know what?
And
Portland
then
is
he
cursed.
didn't want to be there no more.
Portland is cursed. Portland has had great stretches where you realize that they put together another good tandem. So they had CJ, Dame, and LA. Didn't work. Before then, they had Brandon Roy. Who was the other guy? And Greg Oden.
Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Greg Oden.
Didn't work.
Hey, the fact that you said who's the other guy, and it was the
I thought LA
same
came
guy.
afterwards, but still didn't work. Portland had Clyde Drexler in
Poor
that whole
LaMarcus.
tandem. Didn't work.
They've
had great talent.
See, this is the difference, though. This is what I gotta say. Making a finals is good.
Let me say this: it didn't work. They didn't win.
It didn't work to win a championship. When you run into the buzzsaw that is Michael Jordan,
and then Steph Curry.
You know what I'm saying? You got some reasons.
No. Michael Jordan, the Lakers, Kobe and Shaq.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this though.
Because remember, Kobe put Scottie Pippen out.
This is what's crazy. Healthy. Now, of course, that's the problem. But a healthy Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, Greg Oden.
70%.
That's a championship team.
Yep.
That's a championship team.
They
beat the Lakers. There's too much there. Brandon Roy was ridiculous. Brandon Roy, that's one of them. Brandon Roy almost hurts me as much as Derrick Rose does. Because he was one of them players that you just watched and you were like, what did he just do? How did he just why? Why did he just do that?
They were trying to name I think that we do call it the Roy Award because of him. It was already Rookie of the Year, but around that time, he was doing so much that in his first 2 years, they were trying to name it after him. I remember that.
I don't remember that.
They were trying to name it the Brandon.
I was like, but Michael Jordan won Rookie of the Year. Hey, that year it probably was the Roy Award because he was ridiculous.
Yep.
That team, healthy, absolutely wins an NBA championship.
Oh, healthy, yeah. Anytime Kobe says there's no weakness in your game, it was hard to stick him. And you've seen them. I've seen them battle. Nah, dog.
Bro.
It's the mid 2000s had a lot of great talent that we don't talk about today. And some of you all are just too young. I hate to say that, but some people are just too young to even remember because history has passed them by.
Yeah.
But Brandon Roy was one of those people. Brandon was one of those people.
It's just to me, it's one of those there's always gonna be those people that you wonder about what they could have done. There's no wonder in my mind with that, but I feel like we missed out on a lot of it. To me, the biggest thing is like T-Mac healthy, does he get a ring? Those are the things I think about. T-Mac healthy, does he
Yao
get a ring?
Ming healthy, does he get a
Yao
ring?
Ming healthy, does he get a ring?
Yao only played like 9 seasons.
Which is crazy to say only, but yeah. Because he only
8.
played like 4 of them healthy.
Wait. Yeah, his first 3 seasons were the only seasons he played every game.
Yeah. He only played like 4 of them healthy.
Well, his second to last season. Well, then he took a year off because of injury. So he didn't play
Came back.
2009 at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But Yao Ming healthy. Crazy. Grant Hill.
See, that's a different one to me. Penny Hardaway healthy, he still doesn't get a ring. They needed Shaq on that team. Orlando failed that team. Penny and Shaq both together, they get a ring. Penny and Shaq healthy, I think they changed the trajectory of the NBA in the East. But Orlando destroyed that team. Not Shaq, not to the point where doesn't Shaq talk about like the team essentially turned, they made Shaq the bad guy? Like they made Shaq to the point where like Orlando ran him out of there.
You know, the older he gets, the more transparent he gets, and the more he gives you perspective. And he's more willing to accept accountability for the toxicity that developed in that
Toxicity.
situation.
Toxicity, right? Toxicity.
Whatever.
Hey, listen, we told y'all at the beginning of the show we were skipping a lot of class.
So, and I've always appreciated that about Shaq because it shows the growth as a man. So I don't know if I could say that. I don't know if I can necessarily say Penny doesn't win one because I think, you know, what does a healthy Penny look like on the Suns? Because that's where he went. He went to the Suns. He was on the Suns for a year. That Suns team absolutely could have used a healthy Penny Hardaway. But he only ends up on the Suns because he wasn't healthy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking Penny in Orlando. I'm not even thinking Penny on that Phoenix team. I'm thinking Penny in Orlando. You still ended up forcing Shaq out. Maybe Penny's able to get him to stay if he's healthy. But I mean,
you want to know how wild this is?
The organization turned on him.
Penny is on Orlando, right? That's 95, 96, 94 to 96.
Yeah.
Tracy McGrady comes about 2 years later.
Yeah, but the only reason he came there is because it was his team.
No, Tracy McGrady was got traded. Tracy McGrady didn't have that pool. He developed. He didn't have that pool. He just had the opportunity. He took advantage of it. Tracy was not the man by any stretch of the imagination.
Was Tracy traded to Orlando? I thought Tracy signed with Orlando.
Tracy was on Toronto and ended up traded to Orlando.
I remember he was on Toronto. I thought he signed with Orlando. I didn't think he was traded to Orlando. Because I thought
even if he signed, he listen, he didn't sign thinking he was gonna be the man. Nobody thought he was gonna be the man. That's what
he did. He did. That's why he said he said that was the reason he left. Because he knew, he was like, this is always gonna be Vince's team. It'll never be Tracy's team. Which dog, if you know what, there's one thing Shaq said.
It was a sign and trade to Orlando.
That I really want Muggs in the NBA to realize. Shaq talks about looking back on his career and realizing how a meaningless title cost him the possibility to win what he says 9 championships. He said, we wanted to be the number one on the team so bad that me and Kobe couldn't work together no more. And he said it cost us championships before, and it absolutely cost us championships after. Because we had to be the number one. We had to be the man. We had to be the top dog on that team. That to me, like, you think about all the teams, if you could just tuck the ego and y'all both eat, Vince and Tracy? Like, I realize the funny thing now is like disrespect Vince Carter's career because he didn't get a ring. But
He went to the finals twice.
Vince Carter was a problem.
Early 2000, Vince just ran into Shaq and Kobe.
Vince Carter went to the finals three
3 times.
times, right? Twice with the Nets.
No, I think it's just
Once with
twice.
Toronto.
Toronto didn't make the finals.
Was it ECF? No, it was ECF, right? It was ECF because Kawhi hit the same shot Vince missed. I think it was ECF. Yeah, because Vince got the 3 in the corner versus Philly. Vince had the 3 in the corner versus Philly, put it up, and rimmed out.
I don't remember that part. You good on that. Well, Vince is also your guy.
Because AI came down. They was going back and forth. It was the one year. First off, Vince Carter was splashing that joint. Y'all know that was not Vince back then. Vince Carter was cashing that mug, and him and AI was going back and forth. AI came down, hit the dagger to put him up 2. Hit a big 3 ball, puts them up 2. They come down the other end, they kick it out to Vince. I want to say left hand corner. Vince turn around, pull up, fade away, and it hit the rim, and just like Kawhi's did. When it hit, went up and went back in. Hit, went up and rimmed out.
You know what's funny? I made a tweet the other day, and I said, about Dwayne Wade's career being largely forgotten because, unfortunately, it might be years from now, right? I'm not saying it should, but it might be.
Yeah.
We just walked down this memory lane thing right here. You know what we basically just said? Kobe stopped some really legendary people from getting the ring.
Yeah.
Hey, you mentioned AI, right? So AI gets to the finals. Cool.
Dog walk.
Gets stomped.
Hey. We love AI so much. We're like, he had a great game 1.
That's it. We're going to look at that step over photo for the rest of our lives. But they got dog walk. Now, here's the thing. AI goes to Denver. Denver starts retooling again. They get Carmelo Anthony. Denver goes up against who? Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant takes him to school again.
They benched AI though. Something happened in that season. Something funky happened where AI
ends up getting traded for Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups gets to Denver, and so now it's Chauncey, Carmelo, J.R. Smith. If they beat the Lakers, that's your champion right there.
Yes, that was the finals. That was the finals. Absolutely.
Kobe was like, I get to beat Chauncey. Nope. Dog walked. No one even thought about that.
Kobe said, I get to beat Chauncey?
Chauncey had beat him in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Chauncey beat him in Detroit.
He did beat him, though. He beat him. The Lakers won that year. That's one of my favorite series, too. Melo and Kobe was going at it. That's ridiculous. Man, Braids Melo, dog. Hey, listen. Y'all, all the young people in here, I know y'all look at Melo on the Lakers, and y'all just like, oh, the old dude, the spot-up shooter. Go look at Braids Melo, bro. Go look at Braids Melo. Braids Melo was such a problem. Dog, when Melo had when he took the fro and put it into the braid joints, it was just like, oh my God, what's he doing? Why did he just back to the basket, 2 shoulder shimmy, pump fake you out and dunk it? What just happened?
First of all, we're not gonna have any AI slander in the chat.
Who's
AI on Denver not only was not washed. He has a game where he and Kobe traded 50 points. I think he had 60, Kobe had 50. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Great game. You know what it was? The NBA was not trying to have 2 people with braids with that type of mentality, and they wanted to
get away from AI. They wanted to get AI became what Muzz don't understand is AI really became the face of the league. AI became the culture of the league, and that culture was way too black for the NBA.
AI became Antonio Brown without having Antonio Brown problems.
Yeah, no, I can't say that Antonio Brown. That's a tough I can't say
bounced around.
I can't say Antonio Brown is the culture of the league. Oh, you just talk about how he got traded and stuff?
Look at what happened in Memphis. And what was reported at the time and how he was explaining. He was like, "Hey, listen, I have no problem coming off the bench, but give me the opportunity to compete for the job. If the guy beats me out, he beats me out. But if he's
Yeah.
not beating me out, it's not that I don't want to come off the bench. The guy's not better. How do you hate that?" But they made it. He has a full interview saying that.
Yeah.
Next day they still run. They twisted, make it seem like he was pretty much saying this person couldn't do this. This person, no, he was just like, let me compete realistically.
And the problem is, back then there was no way to get your narrative out. That wasn't looked at as a stepping outside of the team. You know what I'm saying? Because the only way to get your narrative out back then was to go to somebody in the media. So that means that you went outside of the team and you turned your back on your brothers and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
There was no Twitter. There was no
there was no
Facebook at the
Twitter. There was,
time.
well, at that point, with Twitter,
Facebook had just came out. It was just
Twitter
it's just
'05. Twitter was before Facebook, my boy. Twitter been around a long time, my G.
well, Twitter wasn't what Twitter is now.
Oh, Twitter was busting. Twitter was a wild place, my boy. Them early days. No, Twitter might be later.
In
Twitter might be
'05 was
'08.
not what it is now.
Twitter might be '08. Twitter was a wild place back then. You think Twitter's wild now? You think Twitter is wild now? My G. Them early roads of Twitter that we all the original Twitter people paved. Reckless. Reckless, my G. You think going down the wrong hashtag is a bad day?
The tipping point from Twitter was 2007 to 2010. This happened in 2005. Like Twitter,
Yeah,
I'm not saying Twitter wasn't
I
there.
said Twitter might be later. I said
You
Twitter
know
might
what
be
it
later.
was? MySpace was,
MySpace was
he said it.
everything.
I was never on MySpace either, but
MySpace was the time, my boy. MySpace was lit. I don't know why we left. I feel like everybody left MySpace because they wanted to feel grown, and then like we got over there, and then we was grown, and you couldn't go back.
and now everybody wants all the features that MySpace had on
Dog,
their
I'm
Twitter.
telling you, like that's literally like it's like you got to the other side and you were like, this is amazing, but then you like wanted to go back, and you're like, oh no, I can't get back through. What do I do?
Then you didn't want to be lame because you want everyone to like you. But it's like I'm just being honest with you. Even today,
We
I
was
just
all
don't
C++
value.
managers on when somebody asked, can I do code? I'd be like, yeah, I did MySpace though. Come on now. That's on the
Oh,
resume.
I know HTML like the back of my hand.
You know what I'm saying,
um,
dog?
heck, we really did have to learn code a little bit for that thing,
Bro,
you know.
come on now, dog.
Oh
You
God,
telling
we
me,
did.
fam, they had what Muzz don't remember was like you could get the custom like backgrounds and stuff like that for MySpace.
You have to
That part
create
you
them.
could copy and paste, but you could customize the HTMLs inside of like the basic code. So I had mine, it was like I think it was a Bulls you did, but I had it where instead like on the Bulls logo, it was supposed to be like a step and repeat Bulls logo. But I changed the second step on the Bulls logo so that it said my name going down. Man, I was the dude. I was like, oh, how you do that, dog? For like a month straight, I was that dude. I was the lamest dude in school. For a month straight, I was that dude. How you do that? Hey, come through to the computer lab, bro. I gotta get my MySpace like that, bro. Muzz got Nike on that mud. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting trademarked stuff. I definitely was breaking a lot of laws, probably.
This man, this man right here.
MySpace was a time, my G. If you was a nerd during MySpace, shout out to you, man. You was killing the game out here, man.
But even now, I tell you what, I still value face-to-face communication way more than I ever will in social interaction. I mean, social media interactions. I just do. I am not going to be a dinosaur, and I'm absolutely going to use all these tools. Trust me.
Hey, me
But
and
I'm
you
not.
gotta get Oculus.
I don't want to do it.
We got to.
No, for business, no. Of course, we got to do it. But like honestly, I do not want. I'm becoming an avid reader now.
Yeah.
When I learned that a lot of the CEOs of these particular companies who create these products don't allow their families to use these products like we use these products,
yeah,
it made me wonder why. And I was just like, all the data that shows why it's a dangerous thing, they
Yeah.
knew in advance, and they were just like, "Hey, we're gonna put this out there, and people are gonna mass consume this, which is great for business. But you collective right here, we need you to understand something." Like, it's like, nah, I'm just not. I'm never gonna be that person.
I'm gonna
And no
say
matter
this.
what, the best deals are still and until and for the foreseeable future, the best deals are still gonna get done in person.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. That Oculus game changer. My brother got that mug. I threw that mug on. I said, "Yo, like it takes you to a whole like you're sitting on the beach, but you could just pull up like an 80-inch TV right in front of you and watch real like I pulled up YouTube TV. I was watching the Packers game on it for a little minute. I was like, yo, you can kick it with your boys and watch the game. Like if you live in a different state, like if you end up moving to Dallas and I'm not gonna see you, but I'm like, hey kid, we definitely should watch this game together. This game's gonna be lit. You throw the Oculus on, now you're gonna be looking dumb to your family. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the one thing.
All right, so explain this to me. You just on the couch watching it?
So my brother brought it over for me to try it, but I was literally sitting in the chair. We had the Packers game on for real, but I was like, how can I, like, it's just an internet browser. So I went to youtubetv.com like you can on the computer, logged into my stuff, pulled the game up, big dumb screen on that mug. I'm sitting there watching the game. It's like you sitting on the beach. Your brain can't figure out that you're not on the beach. Now, of course, you know because you ain't feeling the beach, but like legit, like you sitting there watching the game, kicking it, and like other people can join in your rooms. So I'm like, man, that's dope for like if you just watching the game, like every now and then you got to grab the beer and all that. But if you just want to kick it with your guy, chow it up. I said that's how the PlayStation parties is now. Fam, me and my guys get on PlayStation, and sometimes we won't play the game. We just ain't singing each other in so long. We just be talking on there, watching TV on the PlayStation.
It sounds really cool and creepy at the same time.
Hey,
The
I
moment you
said
was
this.
like, your mind doesn't know you're not on the beach. And I was like, yeah, the mind can't separate a lot of
It
stuff.
can't figure it out. It can't figure it out. So it was one, they got like different videos, VR stuff you can do in there, dog. So it's one I did where I legitimately I was underwater. And like, so it's all the way back. So it's like you swimming with sharks and stuff. I'm like, this cool. The peripheral come. I felt the fear come up. Like, what is that? And I turn real quick. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in my living room. But it was like that. It was like, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a dope concept, my G. I rock with it. But I'm that dude. I always said if they ever came out with like a VR game, like if y'all ever seen Sword Art Online, I know Kid ain't. But if y'all ever seen Sword Art Online, it's basically a VR video game that they get stuck in because like they end up trapping their minds in there. I said I'd definitely be that dude for sure. Knowing full well this is a possibility, I'm still gonna get an Oculus.
PlayStation bundle with the Oculus.
For the 5?
That's an easy $1,000 right there. All
Hey,
right.
time for me to drop that. Hey, you might as well get it. We got to get it for the gaming channel anyway. Be on the lookout for that. We're working on that every single day, trying to get that thing.
Yeah, I already said I got to do this anyway.
It's a business expense now. Gaming channel, baby.
Gaming channel. It's a shame I have to do this to y'all. It's a shame. I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know why I stopped gaming so much? It's really good,
Hey,
and it took up a lot of time, and I had to
I'm,
be an adult, and I
I'm
was
gonna
just
tell you.
like, yeah,
I'm,
I'm not getting paid off this right now.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
And there was no such thing as gaming channels at the time.
Hey, listen.
That's how
I'm gonna,
young and old I am at the same time.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. The reason I stopped gaming so much is because I wasn't able to put the time in like I used to. And so because of that, when I played, it's like I'm not good, and you always know like I can be better at this. I
Be
just have to
better.
put in a ridiculous amount of time. If we do a gaming channel, I now get the freedom to put in a ridiculous amount of time. I am gonna be a demon on these sticks. By the
All right,
way,
you all, you heard it here first. Now, when he
by
get
the way,
clapped,
by
when he
the
get
way.
clapped,
No. Hey, listen.
yeah,
I'm the dude.
losses happen.
I'm the
Losses
dude that yeah, losses happen. Hey, and sometimes I ain't gonna lie to you. These new games, I don't know what the algorithm be sometimes with these new games. The algorithm be
happen.
like, hey, he done won too many times in a row. Make him miss every shot. You're like, wait a minute, dog. Like, you telling me AD just missed a dunk?
Hey, you be on a run on 2K online, and then all of a sudden you get like the number 2 ranked person in the world is like, yo,
Bro,
dog, hold on. I'm trying to climb here. Like,
bro.
don't throw me in the deep end too soon.
I
I
was
hate it
on
when I would do that. Like I win like 8 games in a row, and then all of a sudden they put somebody there who's like vastly superior to you. I was like, hold on
yeah.
now. Wait, I'm just really getting this.
Man, we used to do so me and my guy used to play like our thing was twos before like doing threes was popular because it was just me and him. So we would be on twos, we'd be dominant. I'm talking about winning 20 games in a row, 30 games in a row. And then we did both wear varsity jackets. I keep seeing everybody in the chat like nice jackets. I'm like, why they keep saying nice jacket? And then I looked, I was like, oh, he got the varsity on too.
I wore the
Yeah.
varsity jacket because I saw you wearing the varsity jacket.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, good
I
guy.
logged on. I saw you with the varsity
I
jacket. I was
gotta
like,
get a
hold on.
Bulls varsity. I don't have a Bulls varsity. I just got the Bulls starter.
Because I came on at like 6:01. I was like, let me go find this jacket real
Late
quick.
as usual during Black History Month.
No,
So come on now, brother.
I was early. I saw you preparing with the jacket.
Yeah.
So I logged off to go find the jacket. This is a real jacket. It's winter.
Hey, why you think I got this on? It's
Hey,
chilly down here. Look at that inside, baby. Look at when you see this right here, warm.
what's crazy is people keep saying nice Bulls jacket. I like the Bears one better.
I think they took it down, dog. I think I hit a lick on this. I think
You
somebody got
did
like
hit a lick because I
I
ain't
think
found
somebody
that
got
thing
like
yet.
40 of these real hot and was trying to move them real quick. I got this for like $30 on Amazon.
I got this one for 55, like 60 some dollars after taxes.
Yeah.
It was a fire sale. I'm like, yo, I bet. Like they have a green one that I really wanted. That green one was free. But I mean, it's also like I don't know. The Bulls green jackets or green anything. It's like a one wear type
You
thing.
can only do it. You can only do it one fit. You can't rock that on the
Yeah.
daily. Yeah.
You said that before, and I disagreed, but then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, you can't wear a green Bulls jacket everywhere. That's not.
You
That's
know
not.
why? You know why I knew because they gave us
They
a
gave you.
no. We went to a game. They gave us a like a green. Like we went to. I think it was a St. Patrick's Day game or something. So they gave you a green shirt,
Mm-hmm.
and we also were playing the Celtics that day, which was also cool. But so like I would wear it every now and then, and I was like, yeah, this ain't a regular rotation shirt. You wear this sparingly. You know what I'm saying? I like Steve O.
Very
I'm back.
sparingly.
I'm back. Had to check out that Oculus video. I'm telling y'all, dog, get in tune with it, dog. That Oculus different. We're definitely the Windy City Breeze will definitely be doing some things in the meta. I guarantee that. I guarantee that. We're gonna be doing some things in the meta, man. We had a little meta golf tournament. Just watching the game in the meta, live call in the meta where we can all be in the room.
I just want to live call that joint. I want to live call a golf match just with the most hood narratives that you can come up with. Just
Hey, we
because
can
I
do
think
that
golf
anyway.
yeah, but golf, yeah, we could. But I'm just saying golf would be so much better if they had better announcers.
And here comes the putt. There it is. There it is.
And
there
he
it is.
slices
There it is.
that good.
And he got that mug. Hey, here we go.
And he slices that. Where the heck was he hitting that? Watch out. Hope there's no children around. He's about to butcher somebody with that thing. Good Lord. No, it's some stuff, man. It's you know what the funny part about this show is? Because I got
Here's
to compare.
Tiger in his backswing. Beanhead.
The funny thing is, we're gonna get off this live, and in an
Yeah.
hour, all the trade moves is gonna come in.
I know. I'm pissed off. But I
All
will.
them
I will
extra
say this:
trade news is gonna
if
come
any
in.
Bulls trade news comes through, I will hop back on the live. If any We will be live for the trade deadline tomorrow as well, probably like an hour before the deadline hits, because that's usually when everybody just be like, bam, get a deal done, bam, get a deal done, bam, get a deal done. So we're gonna try to have a little trade deadline special tomorrow. When is the deadline time wise? 3:00?
February 10th, 3 o'clock, I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's 3
I'm gonna
o'clock. So
give you exact countdown. Hold on.
boop,
They literally
boop,
count the hours.
boop, boop. Oh yeah, because any phone call that's made after or any phone call that happens after that time gets killed. What did it say? Bando said you can be in the chat and everything like any other game system. Oculus is easily one of my best purchases. That's my brother. Shout out to Lil Bro in the building. Yeah.
February 10th, 3 p.m. Eastern. That means
So
2
2
p.m.
p.m. our
Central.
time. So we'll be live at 1 p.m. then. Are you watching on the Oculus right now? I went to our show on the Oculus. We look good.
You can be in the chat and everything like any other game system?
Yeah.
How?
So you not like the chat like here. You can be in the chat like in game chat. So me and you could be sitting together. We could be chopping it up, both in the Oculus. Like you can hear each other.
Oh, I mean, okay, cool. I expected that, but I'm thinking like, yeah, like you know what I was like, we can do this there.
But
Like,
if you no, so you can go to regular YouTube. So yeah, you could. It would be harder to type because it's like you using the controller for everything.
why couldn't you use voice to text?
Maybe you could. I don't know. I don't have an Oculus. Ask him. I don't know. But hey, legitimately, fire. For like movies and stuff too, fire. You throw some Bluetooth headphones on with that joint, man, listen. Watch yourself now. You better trust your house.
Wow, Pat.
You better trust your house. You take that Oculus off after 8 hours and you've
You
been
want to know why you
robbed.
don't need an Oculus? Because knowing you're gonna be going to China to get all the attachments that go along with this. You mean to tell me I can
Relax.
Hey, AD's gonna be like, there's a Meryl
Relax. We had that
Streep version?
conversation too. Hey, you know when we got it, that's the first conversation I had with Brand. Brand, like, what? What?
What?
Oh
Hey,
God.
imagine AD right now. You mean to tell me Meryl Streep can happen? Watch
Not
out.
Meryl Streep.
The
You mean Meryl is an opportunity that's real?
gift that is giving gifts.
Oh God, dog. That's a wild one to me, dog. AD,
Hey, listen,
AD said that to me the first time, and I was just like, really, Meryl Streep?
Dude, I'm still confused and I'm still disturbed. Meryl Streep is older than Angela Bassett.
Yeah, she like 72.
She is 72.
Angela Bassett is like 60 something. Pat gonna forget to feed little mama messing around with the Oculus.
Oh,
Nah,
never that.
I'm not gonna go that deep into it. Yeah, I'm saying I get her a little Oculus so she can be there with me. Is this some sword arts? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm willing to accept that. That's okay. I'm telling you right now. I saw that. So it's basically an anime. They get stuck in a VR game and they end up living like, how long is it, like 5 years or something in that game? But so they end up building a life in that game, a regular life. But on the outside, they like in the hospital. Relax, Marcel. They on the outside, they in the hospital, you know, being taken care of, being kept alive and stuff like that. But I saw that and immediately was like,
they're gonna wake up and hate life.
no, they woke up and because they done all the stuff, because in your, like, everything's your brain, right? So every movement you make is your brain. So they spent 5 years inside of the game. So you retain all of the skills.
And they
Now,
just went
yes,
out
they
and
did. They did wake up and they were like they weren't able to acclimate themselves back to regular life because you've been in like old. They were, but it took some time. You've been in like, you know, like a fantasy land.
You know the funny thing is, that's
Brand
like
says spoilers. Brand, listen, if you ain't watched Sword Art at this point, come on, dog.
you know what that's like? Inception.
Yeah, similar.
They built a whole life in going under that she couldn't separate reality.
Yeah.
I don't think I like that, dog.
Hey.
All this technology we're coming out with, listen, I can give you 1,001 movies as to say why this is a bad idea. Just like
Hey.
I can give you 1,001 movies why I think messing around with animal genomes and all that stuff is a bad idea. There's
You
a
also
bunch of
thought that
stuff
that
out there.
dinosaur was real, though.
Hey, dog, I thought it was real.
Hey.
No,
Hey,
no, no, no,
Jurassic
no,
Park.
no. I'm going to
Jurassic
send you
Park
something.
logo in the background, like this
I'm going to
Bears
send you something.
logo.
I promise you, there's proof that they've been
No,
experimenting
there
with
is
this.
proof. Hey, to the point that they found a mosquito in resin.
No, 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 no. That they've actually tried to make like they made a real one. It didn't live long.
That they made a real. I mean, it's a reptile. Like, it's not surprising.
No, 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 no. You don't get it. The big one. It didn't live long.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
send you
mean,
the info.
that's still not surprising to me.
I'm happy, but the fact that they're trying to figure that out, I'm concerned.
They've been trying to figure it out.
People with too much
Fam,
money and just
you
nothing
think
to
this
do.
the thing? You think a year after Jurassic Park came out, they weren't trying to figure out how the heck we're gonna recreate dinosaurs?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Those plot lines, somebody saw some information where they were like trying to do that, made a movie, and it was like, hey, truth is
That's where
stranger
it
than
come
fiction.
from. That's where it
Truth
comes
is
from.
is definitely stranger than fiction. If we can sit there and clone sheep and stuff like that, I believe that we can do a lot more.
Steve, I swear if I wake up in Planet of the Apes. Take your hands off me,
Hey,
you
guys, I'm
faggot.
I'm one of those people. I am actually afraid that you get too addicted to the world that you build in. That I'm like concerned at what point do I get it, and what point do I introduce it to my kids?
I think you gotta. The thing is having moderation with everything.
You can still create a world. This
This
is a
the thing.
sports channel.
That
Let's
that
not
world
do that.
that world can be created at this point. We just having morning talk. That world can
Well,
be.
I got to run, so
Yeah, yeah,
I got
yeah.
to pivot you back.
Hey. So anyway, no, real talk though. We ain't had real chicken since the 90s, Mars. And that's a fact. They be putting so much steroids in that
That's why we
joint.
need a just a regular show. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the moment he said that, I thought about the time I actually had real chicken and the difference in how it tasted. I've been wanting that chicken since I had it,
Hey,
and I
facts.
only had it down south.
Hey, facts. Hey, and that's because somebody went out there and killed that chicken.
I was wondering, I was like, Dad, why y'all 10 pieces so cheap? Like 10 pieces be like $15. They 10 pieces was like 8. I was like, I guess. But the pieces came out like this, but it was real chicken. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, no wonder that 10 piece cost. Okay. All right, bet. Oh, Robert Diaz, we getting some down in the rabbit hole. All right,
You know
Pat, I
what I'm
gotta go. I gotta
saying?
work. I gotta
You know
work.
what I'm saying? The
I gotta
rabbit
go to work,
hole is
baby.
here, my boy. Welcome to the Windy City Breeze,
You
man.
can
All right,
stay
my
on
boy.
for extra hour just because the trade room is about to kick up.
You pulling up today?
I would let you know after the appointment, sir.
All right, my boy.
My
See you.
man. Holla at you.
I'll holler at you later. As we get back into some sports talk, there. Appreciate Kid for being here another day, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up as well. We got 52 people in here. Listen, there's people that pulled up in here. It's a sports talk show. If y'all pulled up, just like, what the heck are they talking about? You get a little bit of everything on this show, and that's okay. That's kind of how I like it. You know what I'm saying? You don't see them on ESPN talking about sports for 4 hours out of the day. Yeah, man, they get a little bit of life in there. They get a little bit of everything in there. But we are gonna pivot back to some sports here, man. Getting back on some sports topics. By the way, if you haven't done so, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We do this every single morning, and you know it's never stopping. Hey. We've talked about all the trades that are in place. Now the question on the table is, what does AK do? What does Acme do? How does Acme get involved in this trade deadline in a way that helps the Bulls continue down the championship road? How do you find a way to add to your team in the way that you need to? And the real question is, who's left that still fits this team well? Because when I look at the market now I think Washington's an interesting team. I would love to see the Bulls play some calls there. Like we said, we talked about Kyle Kuzma. We talked about Montrezl Harrell. Those are two names that I think fit well with the Chicago Bulls. Those are two names I would like to see in the building. They are. Those are two names that I would like to see in the building. You don't know, though, if Kyle Kuzma is going to be allowed to be rebuilt around. The reason we brought them names up is because, if you guys didn't hear, there's going to be Bradley Beal is going to be having season-ending surgery. Do they look to rebuild around Kuzma, or do they look to move on from that team, kind of blow that team up and move on? Because with Brad Beal's contract, you're talking about 50 M's a year, essentially 245 over 5, 245 over 5, and so. Does Washington look to move on from the pieces they have there? Is Bagley still on the table? You know what I'm saying? Is Bagley still on the table? Because to me, I look at that San Antonio situation and I don't think that relationship can be salvaged. To me, that's a relationship that is gone by the wayside. So you've got Sabonis out there. Great. Great. Glad you have Sabonis. But this works better if you have that Twin Towers action. And I don't think they're going to have that. I think the Sabonis trade was for naught. So do you make a deal to move on from Bagley to try and get pieces back, or at least picks back, or you can start to build around what's happening down there? Who fits well with this Bulls team? Is there a player that you guys look at that you think fits well with this team? I like a lot of the deals that have been put out there that the Bulls could potentially still go after. But let's be honest. A lot of the names that we said are already moved. Talking about Robert Covington in LA. Talking about Larry Nance down to New Orleans. Can you put a move in place that makes this team better? Or do you have to stand pat? This is the thing. That could also be an option. Right? That could also be an option. You know what? We don't like the trades. We don't want to get rid of these assets. Yes, we want to go for it this year. We think we have a really good team. Let's ride it out. Let's see what this team looks like when it's healthy and see how far they can go. Let's see what this team looks like with Caruso, Lonzo, P. Will, Zach LaVine, Vucevic, Ayo Dosunmu coming off of the bench, Kobe White on the bench. Maybe you pick up some big men in the buyout market. Maybe you end up getting but you're not going to get a Tristan Thompson now. That was a name that we had talked about. You're not going to get a Tristan Thompson now. Right? So it's about is it worth it? Because this is the thing, right? I don't want AK to make a move to just make a move. There's a lot of people out here that just want AK to make a move to make a move. Oh, trade Kobe White. Why? I don't like him. I don't think he's a good player. That's not a good enough reason to just get rid of him. Because right now, you don't have a player that can replace what he's doing. You have a depleted bench. You trade Kobe White, guess who the next man up? Matt Thomas. I don't want to see Matt Thomas every play. I like Matt Thomas. I think Matt Thomas is good. When you bring him in, he's hot. He knocks down some threes. Great. Love to see that. I don't want to see Matt Thomas every play. So is there a trade worth making for the Bulls? Is there a trade worth making for AK and Mark Eversley? Is there a trade that's going to bring us back something, not just because, oh, he used to fill a need? Or, oh, we can get him in here for a little bit of. Now, if you can get him in here, the part that hurts mostly about what we saw from the trades yesterday in Portland is that we don't think they were worth anything, right? Like the trade that sends Robert Covington and Norman Powell to LA, they didn't get nothing back. They cleared cap space. We feel like that's a trade that the Bulls could have made here, right? We feel like that's a trade that you could have got done here. And they traded that in conference. They probably would have rather had the deal out of conference. That's why we're like, AK, can you do something? Are you going to do something? But I also don't want to see him make a move just to make a move. You know, there's a lot of people that are like that. Oh, we need to do something. We need to get our offense better. We need to be moving in a different direction. We need to. You don't just make a move to do it. You make a move because it's going to improve your team. You don't make a move because you don't like that Kobe White's on the bench. You don't make a move because you don't like that Troy Brown's on the bench, right? And yes, we have struggled against some of these lower tier team or higher tier teams. Yes, we have struggled against some of the best in the West. And yeah, we did struggle, and we still are struggling to Joel Embiid and them boys. But it's about, is the move going to improve your team? Not, is the move going to make me feel better? I don't really care if y'all don't like Kobe White. At a minimum, Kobe White's putting up 13 to 16 points a game off of the bench. You don't have anybody else that can do that right now. Oh, you can go get anybody to do that. Unfortunately, no, you can't. I can find anybody to replace that trade value. No, you can't. Because if you could, that person would be here. I believe that AK is smart enough to do something that he believes he can replace. We saw him do it last year. Came in, don't like Wendell. Don't think he's going to be a part of this team. Makes the move. Don't like don't like Larry Marketing being here. Not going to be bringing him back. Makes the move. Right? So to me, like it's about, are the Bulls going to make a move that's going to put them in the best position to be successful? If there's nothing worth making a move for, don't make the move. He made a move at Jakob Poeltl. A first round pick for Jakob Poeltl was a lot. They didn't want it. Doesn't mean the trade is dead. They can still be talking, trying to figure something else out. But we know at a minimum, AK is on the phone trying to get moves done. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic with this whole thing. And I'm willing to believe that if AK doesn't make a move before 2 p.m. tomorrow, that he either felt he was getting fleeced on one end or that he wasn't getting back enough on the other. Right? So to me, I'm not champing at the bit to get a player in here. I would have liked to have some of the names that we saw go off the board yesterday. You knew Indiana was never going to trade Sabonis to us because we would be their biggest obstacle there. If that was something AK was in on, trying to have that conversation, Indiana probably wanted Sabonis nowhere near the Eastern Conference. So let's be honest. Where were the big names you were going to go get for the big man to help out Vooch? You know what I'm saying? So is there a name out there that fits with this team? I think Washington is far enough out of it right now, and losing your best big name player, that you could possibly get a deal done with Washington. Bando said, "Do you think the Celtics will move off of Robert Williams?" I don't think there's anything that could get the Celtics to move off Robert Williams as long as they've been trying to get their a big man. You know what I'm saying? As long as they've been trying to get a big man in the building, I don't think they'll ever give up on Robert Williams with this regime. Vern says, "Would you entertain a reunion with Rolo? Because many teams are expressing interest in him when he hits the buyout market." I like Rolo. You want Rolo to come in and play that Tony Bradley role that we hope Tony Bradley's playing? Sure. Let's do it. Let's do it. The problem is not our bench big. The problem is that we have to play our bench big so much because we don't have another big to help Vooch out. Our bench big is a bench big. Most bench bigs are not great. Tony Bradley, at a minimum, is okay defensively and 7'1". You know what I'm saying? Okay defensively, 7'1". That's what your bench big is going to be. Who would you personally like to see come to the squad if a move is made? I'd like to see a trade back. Something that's not going to cost you a lot. Something that's not going to be crazy. Maybe you trade a pick back to them if they'll accept it. A subtle move that I think improves your team a lot. Go get Daniel Gafford back. Can you? I don't think you can. You can't trade back, can you? No, you can't go get Gafford. You can't trade him back to us. He would have to be traded and then traded again. Tice, I see. Here's the thing, right? All the names we traded. The crazy part is that we got rid of all these dudes last year. Tice, Thad, Daniel Gafford. You can't go get them back. You have to wait until next year to go get them back. Even if they're bought out, they would have to sign with another team, get or before the buyout market, get traded, and then they can be traded back to us. I forgot Gafford was last year as well. Tice was a free agent. No, we sent Tice down there as a trade. We got cash considerations for Tice. So these are guys you traded away that absolutely would help your team right now. Joe Rockham says Mo Bamba. Orlando's not moving off of Mo Bamba. Orlando's not going to move off of Mo Bamba. I think Orlando thinks they have something real there with Mo Bamba. Pieces I would like to see the Bulls get. I think Kuz, now that you see the injury there, Kuz is a big one for me. Kuz moved up on my list a lot. I don't know what it would cost, but Kuz moved up on my list a lot. The other name I would like to see the Bulls get, if it costs you nothing, also if he gets bought out, Derek Favors. I watched a little bit of that OKC game the other night. Derek Favors had, I believe, 7 rebounds. A good solid 6 of them had to be offensive. Solid 6 of them had to be offensive. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need on your team. That's where you need the help. On the boards, Derek Favors can provide that for you. And this is what a lot of people aren't thinking about. If you move somebody, if you bring in a legit power forward, they're starting. Derek Favors comes in, Derek Favors is starting. Kuz gets here, Kuz is starting. Why does that matter? Javonte Green's now on your bench again. Your bench is now bolstered again defensively. Also, he can jump out of the gym and he works well with Kobe White and Io on the floor. Right? So now you're not only making moves to improve your starting lineup, you're also making moves to improve your bench. And at the same time, you're making these moves to improve your starting lineup while at the end of the season getting back P. Will, who probably ends up starting off the playoff run on the bench. Probably ends up going through the playoffs on the bench because you're going to want to, okay, we want to play him, but we don't want to overwork him. So now you've got a bench that has Alex Caruso healthy, Io DeSumo, Kobe White, insert the big man. Whether it's now Kuz is different. Kuz is different. Kuz probably stays in the starting lineup, but Patrick Williams, Tony Bradley, Javonte Green. That's a good bench. That's a good bench. And then all those guys that we all have a problem with that, oh my God, trade this guy, get rid of this guy. These guys were supposed to be end of the bench pieces that were solid enough to come into a game and keep you competitive. Guess what? You've been competitive. Have we lost these games? Yeah. But you've been competitive. Right? That's what it's about. That's how you get this thing done. That's why you go get that piece. To me. And so I want to see the Bulls bring in, if it's me, I would like to see a Derek Favors. I would like, of course, if you can get Kuz, get Kuz. If you can get Harrell. Those are probably the three names that I'm looking at that I like. Right? And then bring somebody in on the buyout market. Bring somebody in on the buyout market. Bolster your team. Paul Millsap might be getting bought out. Bring Paul Millsap in. Bolster your team. Because adding at that front court position a legit power forward is going to help Vooch. Vooch is going to play better. By the way, Vooch has been playing really well. Vooch is going to play better. He's going to board better. He's going to have less of a hassle down there, so his game's going to move the other way because he's not working as hard. Your bench now has way better defense, way better scoring. And by the time the playoffs get here, guess what? You've got a full team of players that are all deadly. Now, to me, go big or go home. Kuz is the go big or go home move. That's going to cost you. That's going to cost you young talent, a player. Kuz is probably the move that you lose Kobe White for. Kuz is probably the move you lose Kobe White for. Young player that can score a lot. He can be inserted into the starting lineup up in Washington. You can work with him to get better. Young core piece. Potentially. Young core piece. Now, that's just me speculating it, right? That's just me. They might want to rebuild around Kuz in Washington. That's just me speculating. That's a move that I would like to see the Bulls do. That's a move I would like to make. Kuz is 26 years old. They might want to rebuild around Kuz in Washington and balling this season. He seemingly figured out his game again. That's a go big or go home move for me, though. Let's check Twitter real quick, man. Want to check the Twitterverse. First off, Spencer Dinwiddie is available in Washington, and Horton Tucker and a draft picks package could be enough to entice the Wizards team to interest in offloading Dinwiddie. So Dinwiddie potentially to the Lakers. Shout out to Baki for updating us with that. Checking Woj here. Not seeing nothing new on the Woj side of things. Checking Shams here. By the way, Shams been washing Woj, dog. So I'm not seeing nothing new here on either side of things as far as deals getting done. By the way, if you guys haven't done so, if you're on Twitter, follow the squad. Follow the show, of course, at the WC Breeze. Follow me at Pat the Designer. Follow Stefan the Don at Stefan the Don. The Don. 1P Kid for P Kid, and then Mr. 2 letters for AD. Appreciate y'all for that. If y'all haven't bought some of this dope Breeze merch, man, get in on some of that, man. This is the Bears hat here. Y'all tune in with your boy on that. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of stuff on there. Check out twcbreeze.com. We got more merch coming your way as well. Gonna start dropping some merch for some of these catchphrases. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for showing support on that side of things. And then if you guys want to join the Breeze Super Chat, you see some of these people in here with the Super Chat next to their name, with the custom emojis, all that good stuff, man. Get access to the Discord. Y'all hop up in here, man. Hop on. Join up with the Breeze Super fans, man. Shout out to y'all for showing so much love to the channel, showing so much love to the page. We're going to be monitoring this situation all day long. So if any Bulls news breaks, expect a live, possibly a short video as well, depending on how much time I have. But I'll be monitoring any Bulls news that might come our way as the news might break. And I'll just hop back on live, or I'll set something up. You'll see a video from me today for sure. Tonight, we will be live for Bulls Live Call. We got the Bulls versus the Thunder tonight, right? Bulls OKC? I believe that's facts. Tonight, Bulls Charlotte, not OKC. 6:30 tip-off. So being here by 6:30, we'll be live for that as well. And then we'll also have the Bulls post-game show about 10 minutes after that. So stay in tune on that. And then what else we got? Oh, we'll be live, like I said, tomorrow, an hour before the trade deadline. So trade deadline is at 2. We'll be live at 1 p.m. breaking down all the moves that have been made, all the moves that will come in right before the deadline breaks, man. As always, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. We hope to see y'all bright and early for another morning show tomorrow. If you guys have not done so, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do this Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. As always, man, y'all stay safe out there. It's been the Morning Breeze.